You got a minute and 11 seconds.
I wait for someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while.
Yes, guys, big up to everyone. Big up. How's everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. Saturday evening, hope your weekends are going good. This is the preview to Liverpool versus the immovable object, Manchester City. It should be a fun one. And we've got Cav in the house. Cav, how are you, my friend?
I'm sweet. I'm feeling good. It's the weekend.
In his teeth. He's got...
If people in the chat clocked on by now, yes, I do shove a meal down before I come on stream, and I spend half the stream just trying to get the food out my teeth. Yeah.
And G making his debut on the show, but I've known G for a while. How you doing, my friend?
I am all good. Thank you for having me. Big up yourselves, Jamie and Cav, man. Nice to be here.
Excellent. I had a bit of good news today. My shit day. Yeah, so that intro song that plays at the beginning, I now own it. Okay. So another YouTuber actually had it on it, and I take for copyright because I'm a fucker.
Hey, the game's the game, ain't it, Jamie?
Yeah,
I paid for it. I paid for it, man.
Then the game's the game. You got it.
I felt really bad for it. I went, no. So big up to everyone in chat. Already 31 strong in here. Gary, Zahib, how you doing? Daz, Bailey, Cav, Bailey, Diago, Time, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Stephen Owens in the house. Mark City. Graham in the house as well. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Everyone's doing well, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff, guys. So we're going to get into it. What we're going to get into first is the Jurgen Klopp press conference. The Jurgen Klopp press conference. Now, what he said in this conference has sort of made news all around this country as well. It's been on the papers, on TV, the media. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's having to say about it, about oil state run football clubs. He's basically talking about PSG, Man City, and Newcastle, because Newcastle, let's face it, they're going to be a problem in a couple of years' time. They're a serious problem. What is it? One of the directors came out the other day, Klopp was saying, and said, we got everything's rosy over here. There's no, nothing can stand in our way. And City, look, he got asked the question. The man answered it. But, gee, he's got a lot of truths in what he's saying, hasn't he?
No, 100%. And you already know, how I felt in regards to like Klopp this season and some of the stuff that he said. But this is the first time this season where I've heard a press conference. I said, no, what he said was absolutely factual. He didn't lie. As you said, he just got asked a question. I don't know what everyone expects him to do. He even said it I watched it and even said it in the press conference to the reporter that, you know the answer. Why do it? It's like they always try to bait him in. That's one thing I don't like. They always try to bait him because they know that he will actually answer the questions, whereas other people like to kind of go around the answer and, not really get into the actual question in itself. So for me, to be honest, man, everything he said was factual. And I think all the other clubs that he didn't name, by name, but the clubs that he was talking about that we know of, they're just getting a bit annoyed because someone's finally speaking up a little bit. Someone's not really too happy, and we all know it. It's almost like taboo in this industry, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. Cav, your thoughts on that press conference as well, what Klopp was saying?
He's just speaking facts, isn't he? Like he always does. You know, the thing with Klopp is he's just like a football purist. Like whenever he speaks, you know, he's always speaking the truth. You know, when he's speaking about there shouldn't be 12:30, the team shouldn't play at 12:30 if they've played on a Wednesday evening. You know, we should have the 5 subs. You know, the list goes on, the amount of stuff he raises early days, gets criticized for it, and then it ends up coming to fruition, you know, when people start to get on board a couple of years down the line. So this is just speaking, you know, facts and saying what everyone already knows. It's just that he's the only one brave enough to come out and actually allude to it. You know, the only thing he actually got wrong in his press conference was he said it was legal, and I was like, well, I'm not sure it is too legal.
I think personally, I think he had to say that.
Yeah.
He's in a world of hurt, ain't he? You don't want to take on Man City's loyals. Let's say it that way. You don't want that argument. You don't want that argument.
But he's just speaking the absolute truth, and you know, everyone should listen to him, and more people should be brave enough to listen to what he's saying and maybe not repeat it, but in their own words, they should be fighting the same argument, because these oil state-run clubs are effectively cheating. You know, let's call it what it is. So why not call a spade a spade?
Big up everyone in the chat. Look, he got asked the question. As G said, they do bait him because they know Jurgen's just says it. He's one of the only men. Like, I know other rival fan bases, you know, they hate Jurgen Klopp. They always think he's moaning. Sometimes I think he does moan sometimes. And look, I love Jurgen a bit, but sometimes I do. I've said it plenty of times in here. Sometimes I wish Jurgen didn't say something sometimes just to protect himself a little bit at the end of the day, but he's too truthful at times, and I think that shoots himself in the foot. So they know now. So they ask him, you know, it was all Haaland this, Haaland that. What do you think of Haaland? What do you think he's going to say? He's the best striker in the world, at the best football club in the world, the best manager in the world. And then they like talking about like why couldn't you get him and stuff like that. I mean, come on, Jesus Christ! And like, they got City's wealth is unmatched. You can't, you know, Forbes magazine classed Jeffrey Aspas as the most richest man in the world, but he ain't compared to people that own Newcastle, City, because these people got unlimited. Their wealth can't be put down because it's just they're trillionaires, ain't they? They're literally trillionaires with unlimited wealth. Look, like you said, City want a player, they go and get a player. There's no like, right, we need, like Klopp was saying, like we need 3 players. So, as he said, I think he had a little dig at FSG at the same time, by the way. Like, we get that player, but I need this player, but we can't do that player, so we have to use a youngster. We have to like think more intelligently. Where City can go, right, Jack Grealish, 100 million, no problem. There you go, done. And you know, he's not a £100 million player, is he? He's just they just got him. It almost looks like they got him because they wanted him and they knew they could get him. It was that sort of thing. And then Haaland comes on the market, and it's like, where's Haaland go? There's only 2 clubs probably, and he went to one of them clubs. And I know all the fans after. All the fans after were saying, "Oh, we bought Nunes for more than we bought maybe the transfer fee, but we had to sell players to get him first." So, I mean, it's just, but it's not. Haaland's on, I think, 375 grand a week basic, and then you add on whatever his bonus is. There's all these rumours that he's on 830 grand with bonuses a week if he scores goals, gets man of the matches and stuff like that. So. I'm not sure about all that, but I know his basic thing. I know his dad got very rich off it. His agent got very rich off it. So, look, there's all these things. And I'm not having a dig at City. I don't think Klopp was having a dig at City. He was just making a fact that, look, these super rich clubs is an issue. And it's a problem because they can do whatever they want. This is why I've always said, I know a lot of people, I go on Twitter a lot. I don't know why. I shouldn't. But I go on Twitter a lot, and you read people in there. If FSG gave Klopp more money to buy these players, we would win everything. Like, we'd be in front of everyone. I'm always like, right, if FSG gave Liverpool 400 million to play one summer, Man City ain't going to stand still. and just let that happen. They'll probably go double that, and still, whatever we spend is never going to be able to outmatch what City has the potential to spend. That's what he's saying. And when you got the best of everything, it's just, people don't ask Jurgen these questions. What do you? He's not going to just. He'll answer them, and they got their answer, and now it's all over the media. And
the thing is with that, JB, I think the key thing here is that all these top clubs are scouting the same kind of players. But if you know that player is talking to numerous different clubs and he's talking to, Man City, PSG, Real Madrid and stuff, then for us as Liverpool, we instantly know that we're probably on a bit of a back foot because we can't afford the wages and the fees that are probably going to go into getting that player. Yes, if we have more money available, that would be great. But if we're shopping for the same player, well, we're still up against it to try and get him. I'm sure we knew about Haaland. Of course we did. We played against him when he was at Salzburg, but it would have been clear from the agent, maybe the player's family, maybe the player himself, what his aspirations were. And I'm sure there'd have been a conversation about money, and Liverpool backed away very early because they knew they just weren't in that race. And that's going to be the same with other players when you're competing against these clubs, that money's no object, So yes, we can have money, but our recruitment is still got to be on point. And the type of players we go for, we still won't be able to compete with these other big oil state clubs.
That is true. That is very true. And what I will say one thing about City, I'm not going to have a dig at City, because what I will say about City, I think they spend their money actually quite wisely.
Yeah,
I will give them credit for that. They're not like PSG, $1.5 million a week on Mbappe making him director of football and all this sort of nonsense. You know what I mean? They do actually. I will give City credit. They do spend their money wisely. And look at the players they bought. They don't really go and. Man City have the power to have a Ronaldo up front, a Messi up front. But they've not gone for that type of player, have they? Gone for your Gundogan ones. They got De Bruyne back from Germany. Got these kind of players. So they do spend their money wisely. They got a Tangi for, 15 million or whatever it was. I mean, so I will give them credit for that. They do spend their money wisely, but they can spend. They spend their money wisely, but they can spend at a bigger rate than everyone else in the Premier League. That's the thing. And Newcastle, that's not. Newcastle, a couple of years' time, super serious, especially if they get Europe this season.
They've been spending their money quite wisely as well.
Exactly.
When Man City, obviously, they came at a time when there was still Man United, Chelsea, who were still bigger clubs and had a lot more money than they did. But Newcastle, even though there's a lot more bigger clubs, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, everyone in the top six, basically, they're still able to spend money wisely. And I kind of like the way that they're spending the money at the bare minimum. Like, they're doing it in a way that probably won't raise too many questions, to be honest. But maybe that's just because they're not in Europe yet. Maybe if they do get into Europe, we might start seeing £80 million signings, 2 or 3 of them in a summer, potentially. I don't know. But at the moment, they're spending the money pretty well, because they could have gone out and bought, better players than they currently bought, in the previous summer and in the January transfer window. But they've done it pretty well. Your Dan Burns, Bruno Guimaraes, Isak, even Isak probably is a bit of a gamble for them. You know what I mean? So I feel that they're doing all right. They're doing all right for now.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, but I don't like the oil state run football clubs, because with the human thing behind it all and all that sort of stuff, especially in Saudi Arabia and all that. But if one of them bought Liverpool, watch me be the biggest hypocrite you've ever seen. I'm not lying, man. I'm not lying. I'd be the biggest hypocrite, because let's face it, there would be a massive difference if one of them bought Liverpool Football Club to buying anyone else, because
of course
Liverpool are here already. So you can imagine the wealth of some. I mean, we'd still be competing. I think Cav said this. We'd still be competing with the same players City would be competing at. But when your Liverpool Football Club is a bigger club than Manchester City, and you can compete with them players, then I mean, it's just. Mbappe's going to be available. You imagine, you want Mbappe? Let's get it done. It'd be like, sweet. I still think Jurgen Klopp would play Mbappe in central midfield somewhere, and
he'd still play Milner.
Yeah, this is it.
Make him a little bit. You got to track back. Killian. I know you love it, but you have to track. You've got to cover Trent. You have to cover Trent. We'd somehow ruin him. But Right, let's get on with some of the unfortunate team news today. So it came out. So I was live yesterday, and someone came in our chat, didn't they, Kev?
Yeah,
Actually came in
Shrek.
our chat yesterday. Someone
can't
with a
remember.
Shrek picture. I can't remember what their name was. Right, came out of nowhere yesterday while we're live. Went, Konate's injured, dads. Like, we just listened to Jurgen's press conference. He never mentioned anything about it. He went, I've got sources. He's actually injured. And we're laughing at him, joking. No, he's actually. So I don't know if it was Konate himself.
I thought he was trolling us. I must admit, I thought he was trolling us. And we were like, yeah, get off. Who's this guy? And then, yeah, later that day, Konate injured. I was like,
No.
get Shrek back because he's got inside sources.
We need to know his inside sources.
ITKs.
So he's got a minor groin problem. I believe it is a muscle injury in a way. So David Ornstein said today that he possibly could still play. They're going to check it over tonight, I think, and see what it's like in the morning and have a late fitness test. With our problems at the moment, no Matip, obviously no Trent, so Gomez looks like he's playing right back. That's either Phillips playing centre back with Virgil up against Haaland, or
whisper it quietly.
Or Gomez goes back in the centre back and plays with Virgil, and Milner gets annihilated by either Phil Foden or Jack Grealish on the other side.
It's like choose your poison, ain't it?
You're either going option 1, option 2, G, or you're taking the mystery option, which is you just fucking play Ibu anyway.
Oh, you know what? I would rather go with the mystery option and just test Konate. If he's genuinely like going to be injured, because I know Klopp doesn't want to rush anybody back. He's just come back from an injury as well, and we know Klopp doesn't really want to just force these players to come back in. We're already short as it is. I mean, your first two options. I mean, Jesus. Is Ramsey not in? Is he not available?
I don't know what's happening to Ramsey. I literally don't know if he's a human being and he's real. I mean, I've seen a picture and I've seen a person. They say Calvin Ramsey, but I don't know if it was just a charity thing they brought into Liverpool for a day. I don't know what's happened to the geezer. He's in and out.
What about Fabinho at centre back?
I've heard this. And a lot of people I think Grizz was saying it yesterday as well.
Just to keep Gomez at right back, because I feel that I would rather have Gomez, because Gomez, when he came up against Martinelli, he looked quite, quite assured of himself and put himself about. Yeah, exactly. And I think that would be a better. He's fast as well, very, very quick. So him up against Foden, I would be a lot more, because Foden will just keep getting in behind. And with Milner's being Milner, we just know that's a recipe for disaster. And I just think if we're already thinking down that side, and that right hand side is already quite weak, I will try to keep it as strong as I possibly can. So maybe Fabinho in there instead, put Gomez at right back. Then you can still keep Hendo and Thiago in the middle as a 2 if you wanted to as well. So yeah, could be a shout.
It could be a shout. Mystery 2, that is. What are you? First one, second one, mystery A, mystery B. Or one yourself?
I know what I don't want, and that's Milner playing right back. I mean,
so any option without him then?
I've got a feeling that's the option we're going to take, though.
Yeah. But honestly, like, we're hanging him out to dry if we play him at right back. Like, we've already seen it in the same fixture last season. Like, the guy's just going to get absolutely killed at the back there, It's likely to be Foden on that side. And then obviously De Bruyne will roam, so he might target that side, hang up out there. You've got obviously Haaland that's running about across the 6-yard box as well. He might, get in that channel between the two defenders. It's a horrible thought thinking about having Milner at right back, to be honest. So for that reason, I'm torn between playing Fab at centre back or sticking Nat in, to be honest. Because the thing with Nat is, like, we know he's not that great of a footballer, but every time he's played for us, he has done a job, And it's like, how wild would it be if the man to stop Haaland is Nat Phillips?
I'll tell you, if he did, I'm buying
Stuff
everything
agreed.
Nat Phillips. I'm buying every Nat Phillips merchandise I can find. I'm telling you, I'm getting a Nat Phillips cut out to stand behind me. No, Nat, I know Nat the bits. My only problem is Nat's an old school defender. It's got to be headed out. Man's got to head it out. If it needs to be kicked out, he's got to kick it out. My only problem is he can't turn. And Haaland is just, he's got to forget Virgil and just gonna sit.
But that's the only thing with Nat Phillips. As slow as he is, I couldn't sit here and say he's a rubbish defender, though.
No, he's a good defender.
Yeah, I couldn't say he's a rubbish defender. So if it wasn't Haaland, honestly, if it was genuinely someone else who just didn't have any pace or anything like that, I wouldn't be too fussed. Obviously, with the options we have available at having Nat Phillips in there, but it's just because of the pace.
Well,
and as you just said about Haaland running in that side as well, that would worry me quite a lot.
And we don't play as a high line as much now this season, do we? We are a lot deeper. So maybe it does suit Nat to play if we're playing a little bit deeper. He ain't got to worry too much about getting caught in behind. I mean, I'd say he's an old school defender. I always say Nat Phillips is just in the wrong generation. If he was in 90s Premier League football, he would be absolutely fantastic. But just...
It depends how you see the game going, doesn't it? Because like you said, surely we're not going to play a high line. Surely not.
Well, we haven't been playing that high, have we, lately? It's been quite deeper.
But I'm just trying to think of how Man City might play, and it's probably going to be like a slower build-up, which is going to naturally push you back to sort of the edge of your box. And I think if that's the case, Fabinho is going to be a better sort of reader of the game. Whereas Nat's probably going to handle the physicality of Haaland better than Fabinho will. Because to be honest, if Haaland's going up for a header or is running and leaning on somebody, I'd rather have him leaning on Nat. I'd rather have him going for aerial duels with Nat than as opposed to Fabinho, because I think he'll just bully Fabinho, to be honest. Like, I know he's R6, but he's not particularly physical, is he? No. I would worry about that Haaland versus Fabinho battle. I'm talking myself into playing Phillips, You are.
Well, when we pick the team later, we will. But I've got a little thing here I'll read out. So Liverpool haven't yet ruled out Ibrahim Konate facing Manchester City on Sunday, despite the defender currently suffering a muscle injury. The Frenchman has just returned from a 2-month layoff from a knee injury in a game he shouldn't have played. Missed Friday's training preparations ahead of facing Guardiola's champions. However, club sources insist the 23-year-old wasn't scheduled to train anyway as part of the second-day recovery, with that always the plan, considering he was only just returned from injury. Despite this, Konate is an injury that to face City after suffering a muscle injury. However, the Echo understands the issue is only minor, with the French international not ruled out for the Sunday's game as a result. So reading that, and that's just from tonight's headlines, what's your thinking now, G?
If knowing Klopp, then he'll probably play Konate and see how he goes for the first 45. If he feels, or if Konate pulls up or anything like that, we got 5 subs. So then what I'm hoping is that he will then have his plan B kind of already set in his mind, if that makes sense. So he will know this is my plan B, which would have been my plan A if Konate wasn't going to start. So whether that be Nat Phillips, whether it be, put Milner at right back, whatever that is, I think he'll have that already in his mind to then think, in case Konate pulls up or, he gets injured, during the game in itself, I'll just switch it around to this formation and then we can just kind of go from there. So it's a catch-22 because we're so short of quality in defense when, Trent and Matip are both out, that it just leaves you kind of open now because you're thinking to yourself, well, who slots in there? And then because your options are either Milner or Nat Phillips, if it was maybe an Akanji or something like that, you probably wouldn't care. You just say throw him in. But where it's Nat Phillips, we needed a bit more pace. That's all it is. Just give me someone with a bit more pace. We'd be good to go. So
and Konate's aggression as well.
Yeah.
The Haaland could be very important. I feel for Nat, but I think as G says there, he might, reading that out, and that's from this evening, he might just go with that. A bit like Thiago in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Thiago was carrying something very minor, but he went with him, but there was a plan B in place.
Mm.
If Matip was available, I don't think it'd be a problem. We'd just play Matip and Van Dijk, wouldn't be a problem. But with no Trent, I really don't think Klopp wants to play anyone else but Gomez at right back.
Yeah.
Either a Grealish or Foden who's ever playing on that side.
Mm.
You can't play Milner; he just get annihilated. And if you're playing, and I don't think you can play Milner alongside Nat Phillips. That's the thing as well.
No,
because that'd be your centre back, And yeah, I think Cav. I'm thinking he actually just goes with Konate and gives him an injection or something, a few painkillers, and see how he goes for half.
Who's on next game after this?
We've got West Ham at home on Wednesday, and then Nottingham Forest and Leeds.
You might, the injection. As soon as you just said the injection, that's why I was wondering who have we got next. Because if it was someone a bit tougher, then I would have said, we might not do the injection. But now you just said that could be a shout. And because of where we are in the table and we kind of need to hit some type of form pretty soon, I feel that he feels that this could be a game where if Konate was fit, I'd be a lot more optimistic about the game. Where he's not, where he's a bit of a doubt, I'm just a bit like, back to what I was like a week ago. So it's a bit of a tricky one.
What do you reckon, Kev? What's your final thought on it?
I think for Klopp himself, he'll just like lean on the medical department. And I think if the medical department say to him, he can do 45, I think he plays him. Like, I think he's one of those, he's not going to be risk adverse with this. I don't think. I think whatever he can play minutes wise, the advice is from the medical team, he will play, and then I think if he can do 60, he starts. I don't think he's going to have him on the bench and bring him on. I think he just chucks him in there, but he's either in or he's out. And it sounds like a strange one, to be honest. Like, it sounds as though he is injured, but we're trying to just not scare people.
I don't know. If an injury can be, you can be injured for 2 days. You can be injured.
It's not a muscle injury. That if he's tweaked his groin, there's clear pain and irritation there. Like, it's not as if he's had a knock and it's like, once it's warm and stuff, and you can kind of cope with it. If he's tweaked his groin, to me that just sounds like he's injured and that he won't be available. Sounds a bit like, I don't know. I don't think he wants to commit to just saying he's injured, because to me it sounds like he's just injured and he's not available. But like I say, if he can do 45, then fucking bang him in.
Yeah, I've got another source. It says it is really, really minor. Savage, how are you, my friend?
All right, man. Just coasting through what you're saying, boys. Everyone good?
Yeah, Savage, good to see you, mate.
G, Savage G.
How's it going, Savage?
Come on.
So we're just talking about the Konate issue, and what do we do tomorrow? Because we had a few options. Option 1, Milner at right back, Gomez at centre back. Option 2, Gomez at right back, Nat Phillips at centre back. Option 3, play Konate in a way. Option 4, play Gomez at right back and Fabinho at centre back with Virgil.
I don't want Fabinho for centre back, bro. Nah, no damn way, bro. They get tore up, man.
Or just, I just read out the thing with Konate. They're basically saying that he's not ruled out yet. This is tonight's edition. They're saying he's not ruled out yet. He's suffering from a muscle injury, but it's a very minor one. He's not ruled out. It's a see as you go sort of thing at the moment.
Okay.
So, what do you play him for 40? See if he can go through 45 minutes, or?
Yeah, if it's a small tweak and he can play a half of football, then you start him in it. There's no point bringing him on just to take him straight back off. So you might as well just play him, go that way. We could go full Brexit and have Nat Phillips at centre back and Milner at right back.
Look, why is it when we say we're playing Nat Phillips that we're instantly just disregarding Gomez?
I was just about to say, like, no one mentioned Gomez. Like, he's definitely playing.
Gomez is playing somewhere in his team tomorrow.
Somewhere in the team. I don't care if it's left back or right back. He's playing at some point.
If this were Man City, I would literally say keep Konate out. But
I would.
It's Man City with Haaland and Foden in absolute sparkling form at the moment.
I saw someone mention and I'm not saying I would do this, by the way.
Mm.
Would you not try Tsimikas at right back?
Yeah, so I saw someone
Yeah.
say that because I think Robbo's going to come back in the team anyway. When we get to the team, I think Robbo's going to come back in a way.
Mm.
And I've got this thing with Tsimikas. I've said it before. When Tsimikas comes in and Robbo is out the squad, injured, and he knows he's not back in the squad, Tsimikas is on fire. As soon as Robbo's fit again and in the squad, Tsimikas' form goes out the window.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's up with that. I don't know. Robbo's back now. I'm probably got to go and play. His form just disappears all of a sudden.
Mm.
That is a point because Tsimikas is fit. Robbo's going to probably play. Put Tsimikas at right back because I think Tsimikas is a little bit better on his weaker foot, ain't he? So
Yeah.
maybe that's a shout. They are defenders, natural
I'll do it,
defenders.
man. Just do Nat Phillips and Gomez, man.
Nat Phillips and Gomez. Yeah, because I said earlier you couldn't. Oh yeah, you got to have Nat Phillips.
No, Nat's not even like he's not even a meaty footballer, bro.
That's what we said. He's a good defender. That's what we've been saying. He's a good defender.
The thing is, like when you said it earlier, like Nat Phillips, he's basic in it. So like if he gets the ball in his box and he's just going to clear it, bang it up pitch, probably need a bit of that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like we probably need to just be that sort of team tomorrow, whereby we're not taking risks, we're not taking chances, drop the line, defend, get your body in front of everything. If you're unsure and you can't find a pass, just freaking get it out of there, stick it into row Z, time waste, do it all. We've got to be a proper nasty, football team tomorrow to try and get something out of this. Because if we're going to go toe to toe with Man City and play proper football, I think we're going to get a bit of a hiding, to be honest. So, and Nat Phillips might actually benefit us in that respect.
Yeah, I mean, Jamrock says there is nobody go ask why so many muscle injuries. I mean, he's right. I mean, I know we ain't got a club doctor at the moment, but big up for Jamrock as well for the super chat.
Big up Jamrock.
I mean, it is always the same players though. It's not like it's certain players. I mean, thing with Konate, he's massive. And, he's a big, stocky young man. He will probably be susceptible to some muscle injuries because of his size and bulk. And when he's only 23, I mean, he's not completely filled into his body yet either. He's mad. So,
geez, you're telling me this guy's going to get bigger?
Oh, he's just not. Men. I think men don't really stop growing properly till they're 24. I think that's the. I shot up when I was 21. It was amazing. But yeah, I think men, fully stop growing properly by the time they're 24. So. Yeah, I mean, he could be susceptible to muscle injuries. I'm not sure. You don't see people like Salah and that sort of get. It's always the same players. Jota gets his knocks. Fabinho, Hendo, Konate, Gomez. Yeah, it's always the same sort of players. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. Well, we read out just then as well, didn't they? That Konate weren't meant to be training yesterday anyway. We just read that out. That Konate was meant to be resting because he weren't meant to be training. It was his rest period. So he weren't training at all yesterday. Same with Thiago last week. It was his rest period. He weren't meant to be training. So all these people, I hate, I didn't see so-and-so in training. Well, there's a reason. So...
You think it's mind games? You think Klopp's just
like it could be. It just got to see.
He knows there's no
standing there tomorrow, absolutely like.
Yeah, like sometimes I sit there and think with Klopp, like it could just be mind games because he done the same thing with Thiago. Whenever Thiago was supposed to come back and he came back and we didn't see any pictures of him in training. Didn't hear news about injury, to be fair, but we didn't see him in training, no pictures, and then boom, he starts that game. I think the Arsenal game, I think it was. So it might just be that because everyone knows we don't have Trent, so straight away. That is a weak, it was already a weak area, so to speak, anyway. But now that we don't have Trent, it's a pinpoint area that Klopp and Pep might be looking at and thinking, we can really hurt these guys down this side. They might try and play Milner there, something like put out the news that Milner's going to be playing, so they could play a different way. It's just like little things that you would just do to just kind of give yourself a bit of an edge in a game. Because if the manager doesn't know who you're playing against, you play different football against different defenders. If it's Gomez there, he knows straight away Gomez is a good right back. He's a solid defender. So the way we might play, we might not want to play down that side. We might want to play down the left-hand side, but we don't know who's playing left back tomorrow. Could be Robertson, could be Tsimikas. Ain't got a clue.
It's a mad one. It's a mad one. It's a mad one.
I'd love for that to be true, by the way.
Same.
But,
I think he might take the chance on playing Konate, you know, because Matip's only out for 2 weeks. That's the thing I'm thinking of now. So obviously you don't want to make an injury worse by playing them, and they're out longer than needed. It might be a bit of an insult when Nat Phillips can't play low, because he is a centre back, and we insulted him enough by playing Hendo and Fabinho there before.
Well, are we just complicating this too much? Do we simply just look to the next centre back in the order and just stick him in? You know,
Maybe.
I would. You know,
I've just got this feeling that Gomez plays centre back and Milner plays right back tomorrow. I've just got this feeling.
Klopp must know you can't play Milner right back. Like, and you know what? I'll say one thing about Milner. We get onto him because of obviously we see their performances, but I can't blame the guy. He will play if Klopp asks him to play. He'll play and he'll give his
best if he can.
That he can. Do you know what I mean? So it is like a catch-22 with Milner as it is, but he must know, like the way Man City play with their forward line and the way that they play with the midfielders and their fullbacks, you can't have Milner there, man. Like, even if Milner can lock down Foden, let's just say in a hypothetical world he does, he's definitely getting a yellow card at some point in the game. That's a guarantee.
Mate, it's even worse if it's Grealish, bro. Because Grealish will just dive. It'll kill Grealish.
Exactly. So you're like, do you really want to risk it where he either gets burned by Foden or he gets a yellow card with Grealish? I just don't take the chance, man.
Trudon puts this, and I think this might be why he might think it. This is why Klopp might just think that Phillips hasn't played for a long time. You're bringing him out.
Phillips ain't getting eaten by Haaland, bro.
No, what I think what he might be thinking is that Phillips hasn't played in a long time. You're bringing him out in the cold and putting him up against the best striker in Europe.
I don't care, man. Don't play for Liverpool if you can't play, bro. I've had enough of this foolishness, bro.
That is. So I can see Gomez, because Gomez is playing no matter what, either right back or centre back. He's definitely playing. So yeah, it's just, if Trent was available, it wouldn't be a problem. Gomez would just go centre half, and we're not having this discussion. It's not but with Trent out as well, the only other right, I don't know what's happened to the young Scottish boy. I mean, and then do you put him in for his absolute debut at home against Man City? I mean, that's another thing. But then he did it with Trent, to be honest, against Man United, didn't he?
I was gonna say
he did it with Trent at 19. He did it.
Bro, I might be a bit harsh, man, but I've had enough of these ballers, bro. Just play the game. I don't give a damn if he's 18, bro. We signed him for a reason. We literally went out of our way to sign him as well. He's not an academy player, so I don't understand. If he can play and he's fit, throw him in the game, innit? If he gets torn up and that, this is game. This is what it is, bro. This is football. It happens, you know. Baptism of fire. Sometimes your mates players better. They go on to be better players. Trent got tore up against Rashford the first time he played against him. Trent went on to win the Premier and the Champions League and all the other trophies. It happens, and like, of course, it feels like the end of the world now if we play Man City and get battered. But football moves on, bro. But we can't just keep having all these players. We make excuses for the senior players we have already. Never mind the ones coming off the bench. Like Nat Phillips against Haaland, it's not just him in it. There's Virgil's there as well. It's the whole defense have to take care of him. It's not like he stands still. So people are speaking as if he's going to stand in Nat Phillips' spot and just stand there all game. That's not how Haaland plays. He moves around. He's probably useful on corners to stop Haaland because Nat Phillips is better.
He's great in the air, Nat Phillips, and he could be good in their box as well.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about Nat Phillips versus the what's the little one, Alvarez.
Alvarez.
I'd be more worried about him tearing him up than Haaland, bro. Haaland, they match each other in size, isn't it? Yeah, so it's a bit more tricky. Haaland is fast once he gets going, but he's not the person to turn you on when we're playing the hard line. He's not going to turn you on there and then burn you from the halfway line all the way to the goal like Zaha did. You know what I mean? So if we drop off 5, it's still a high-ish line, but drop off 5 and it give yourself a bit of space. Because obviously if you go tight to Haaland and he turns you, you're kind of screwed on it because it's not the pace, it's his size. It'll pull you off. But Nat Phillips is a big guy, man. I
thing
mean, he
with-
might not play. I think you're probably right. I think the likelihood would be that Gomez would play there, but I don't know, man. What's the point? Bro?
This
The
is.
thing-
I've been saying that for a while about the youngsters, though. They need to just need to play them.
Yeah.
If you look at Haaland's goals, like, let's face it, he's in the 6-yard box and he's just putting away the crosses from like Foden or De Bruyne or whatever, right? So the main thing is you actually stop the source. But the thing is, I actually back Nat Phillips just to fucking clear anything that comes into that box.
Me too.
Regardless, he's the sort of guy, right, that doesn't care if it's closer to Virgil. If he's got a chance of clearing it, he just freaking goes and clears it. And actually, that's probably what you need in this game, because I can just see if we play Fabinho back there, he'll be the sort of guy that's like, a ball comes into the box, whips across the box, and he'll sort of not watch it, but he'll be a bit like, oh, I'll just let this one go because I know someone's behind me, or I'll let Virgil get to that. Or whereas Nat's trail of thought is if it's in my proximity, it's going. And you almost need that, really. Just like cut the source off. I mean,
He can pass the ball as well. He's got a decent pass of the ball as well.
Or maybe Klopp's just thinking, you know what, it doesn't really matter because I think City might score in a way. So it's what we do at the other end of the pitch, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe he's just thinking like that. Like, if you're thinking of trying to stop Haaland and the City team scoring goals, it's very difficult, no matter who we got at the back. Let's face it. You know, you have Prime Matip, Prime Virgil, and everyone at the back. They're still going to create chances and score goals. They have done before. So maybe Klopp's just thinking, don't really matter. It's what we do at the other end of the pitch, guys, to be fair. And look, we're City. Look, they're in great form at the moment, G, and they're playing really well. But I've said it for a while now. I look at them defensively, and I don't know about you. I think you can get at them defensively. Yeah. I mean, I know they beat Man United comfortably, but they did let in 3 goals from absolutely nowhere. And look, if we are playing the 4 boys tomorrow in this formation we're playing with their defence, I think we can cause them trouble. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, it might be a case of attack might be the best form of defense in this kind of game. So whether he goes with the 4 or the 3, whoever it is, he might just try and use them to try and stop City really playing. Because if City get playing, I don't care who you are, you're not stopping them. No team in Europe, in my opinion, would stop them if they can play. But if you get, we ain't got Diaz, have we? If you got Nunez, Salah, Jota, and or Firmino, you can just kind of stop them playing out from the back. Because once they start playing out from the back and they get it into midfield, that's where it will cause problems. Because once they get into midfield, if we play with 2, I don't see it being the same as against Arsenal. I felt the 2 actually did quite well. Like, I actually felt like it was actually all right in the middle. We didn't really get overrun. But against City, they move too much. It's too much movement. There's no fixed positions. Bar Rodri, everyone else is constantly moving. One plus, though, is there's no Kyle Walker. And I feel like he's actually a problem.
Massive plus.
He's a problem that he comes into that midfield like a midfielder. He doesn't even move from there, but somehow still ends up at right back when they need him to. So I think with having maybe an Akanji and Ake, they're not that great on the ball. Stop them getting the ball. Stop them playing out from the back. And you just might have a chance at a bare minimum. You just might have a chance of just stopping them from scoring. And I think tomorrow that's going to be the biggest thing, is trying to stop them from having so many chances. Because as you said, they're going to have chances. They're going to have chances.
Yeah, that's the best. I mean, that's good. I mean, Cav, what G says there is attack the best form of defence for us in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree, because let's face it, it's the Liverpool way to attack in a way, isn't it? Let's not make out we're a team that sits back and tries to counter-attack. So we'd be moving away from our philosophy if we even tried that. And then if we're going to try and not and rest on our defence to get a clean sheet tomorrow, it's probably not going to happen. So what other choices are you left with other than to roll out 4 attackers again and try and go end to end and see that whoever scores the most goals wins? I don't see what else we can actually really do that would be successful. And I want to see everyone. I want to see like that front foot, full out attack and stuff. But at the same time, I also want to see just ruthless defending. So when the ball's like turned over, chop a man down, time waste, get in front of the ball, kick it away if you have to, time waste on goal kicks and throw-ins. Like, I need to see nastiness tomorrow, because
Madrid.
Yeah, I know it's not our way, and like, look, we've won the freaking Fair Play Award for the past God knows how many seasons, but like the time for niceties are over. Like, We've got to stop pulling up results. And if we have to pull every trick out of the book, then so be it. And I want to see, every time we win the ball, just flick it over to Nunes, have him run onto it, have, Salah running onto it, Jota running onto it, just cause chaos up the pitch. Because make them two centre-backs, Akanji and Ake have done well, but cause them chaos, give them problems. Let's really test how good they are as defenders, because when teams have gone at home, people have got success. Man City have done well to get back into games and turn the result around. But let's not make any bones about it. They have been got at. So let's go for it. What we've got to lose.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, City's defence has not been their strongest part of their game. In our part of our game, our midfield and defence is at our weakest at the moment. But, Savage, there's nothing wrong with our attack, is there? Our attack is still good. I think we're averaging 2 goals a game.
Yeah, I think
Bobby's on fire.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the same what both of these guys said. To be honest, I think without this is not disrespectful to Man City at all. They're definitely the best team in the league, but I think people are confusing Haaland's form this season with Man City's form, and it's 2 different things, bro. Like all the hype around Haaland scoring hat tricks has made everyone think that City's playing outstanding in every game and stuff like that. As Cav said, I've watched a few games at the beginning of the season where they've been got out. We're not that far into the season yet, so it weren't that long ago that Villa nearly won the game. There was an offside goal what probably should have been given from Coutinho. Newcastle were pamming them for ages in the game, and that's because of what Cav said. They kept going at them, and it weren't just Saint-Maximin either. It was Almiron and everyone. They just kept going at them constantly. Crystal Palace game, they were 2-0 down on that. So the blueprint's there. And obviously the difference between us and them teams is we're way better than them teams. We've got better individuals. Them teams run out of steam because their players ain't as good. Man City can overload them and stuff. The problem I have with Liverpool at the moment is I wouldn't trust us to go ahead and then be able to sit back against Man City and try and hold a result. It wouldn't work. I remember when Cav was saying before when we played against Brighton, it's how I felt as well watching it. I was like, just once we score, just carry on playing how we're playing to the end of this game. Don't try and sit back. As soon as they sat back and they kept giving Trossard and that Japanese guy off the bench the ball, they were just terroring us. And Man City are the best team in the league for that. I promise that you give them 10 minutes left in the game and sit back against them, they'll go score 3 goals against you and they'll make the result seem like he was terrible in the game. We're definitely good going forward. I like the interchange between the 4 up top. It's quite fluid and we move around a lot. Hopefully Salah has a good game as well. And I'm not trying to put too much pressure on him and that, but he's one of the big players and he likes these occasions as well, so he can get himself involved. Bobby's been really good as well. And the biggest thing for me with Bobby is the weight of pass and the weight of his shots as well seem to have a little bit more power in it, which is the problem before. He had slipper feet, the passes weren't coming off, everything was under hit. Doesn't seem to be the case this time, and he's been great with scoring goals. And I don't want to go overboard and say that he's super on fire and that, because I'm not blind. I still watch the games. There were still games where he weren't playing very well towards the beginning of the season and that, like Fulham and that. But they can all do a bit, and I think Nunes can cause Akanji and Ake problems, bro. Especially, he really can, because he'll just pin them. He'll just pin them, and everyone can move around them. And I think Jota might be the key at the top of the pitch if he's playing in the game as well. But definitely, while everyone's focused on Haaland, bro, somebody needs to stay on the De Bruyne all game. Man, I said this in the week as well. I'm talking Herrera on Hazard job. Man, mark him out of the game, because he's a problem. Don't get me wrong, that's what Man City want you to do. You mark him, and then the other ones run off him. That's what they want you to do, innit? But we know that he's the dangerous one more than anyone, because that cross, what he does, is ridiculous, and you kind of can't stop it either. Like the best teams can't stop it. So I think we can definitely get at them, and I just think the way we win this game is you either have to go 2-3 up against them, or it's a 0-0 to the last couple of minutes, and we score a goal and they just run out of time, because they are scary when they're trying to get a goal. It's absolutely horrible. And the people they can bring off the bench compared to us. Yeah, so it's a bit of a mad one still. But I do trust us, man. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lose all hope in Liverpool. We're not shit all of a sudden. I can't be like, after a few games, that all of a sudden we're a terrible team. Just got to play smart. All them other teams that played Man City, they were disciplined early in the game. They were very disciplined, and they picked their moments. Sometimes we do this gun-ho thing for no reason. Like, we're scared to keep the ball. And everyone moans about, we're keeping possession too long. We're not doing anything with it. Bro, watch a Man City game, bro. Sometimes they keep the ball for a long time and they pick the right times to do stuff. And we have to do that because if we pick the wrong time and they get the ball off us and start, it's game over, bro. Because Cancelo will just dip off down the pitch and then any one of them can score against us, bro. So, yeah, man, I'm here for it, man. But we'll fuck them up anyway. Fuck Man City, bro. I'm here to tear them up, bro.
You said that about Arsenal, man.
I don't. Yeah, bro. But the Arsenal one, bro. Listen, I was confident in it, and they didn't pam us, bro. You know what I mean? They were good. I'm not going to be disrespectful to them. They won the game. They deserve to win the game. I'm not one of them fans. But at the end of the day, bro, that game could have went either way. And yes, fuck Man City, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Tomorrow's game, by the way, is the same VAR referee as the Arsenal game.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Give him a chance, man.
Brilliant.
You know what I find with Liverpool nowadays? What I think one of the main problems is, I feel like we have an identity crisis. Is
facts.
We're stuck between playing the old way, which has worked throughout Klopp's entire time, which has won us these trophies, which has done everything that it's done so far, but not with the same players. You got to realize now we've got more technical players in the midfield and more technical players in the team. It's like we're still trying to play that way, but those guys just can't play that way. But then we're also trying to move into a kind of new way of playing with the old premise of, you know, the counter, the pressing, which is, that's fine. But when you haven't got the players to do it, I almost feel like we need to go all the way to playing in that technical way if we're going to use these technical players. Or obviously we can't now because the window's closed. You're just going to have to, you know, if you buy the players, then obviously you can play that way. Yeah. But I almost feel like we're stuck in the middle. We're trying to press, but we don't really have that pressing team anymore. We haven't got a Wijnaldum. We haven't got a Hendo in form. We haven't got a Fabinho in form. You know, we haven't got these kind of players who can do that role. But then we've got Elliott, you know, Carvalho, Jones when he was fit. We've got technical players now. So I almost feel like we might as well just go all the way and play that technical football because you've got the players that actually do it. So just try it out. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a situation now. Let's be honest. We're in a situation where we can try things now. You know what I mean? We're not in a situation, oh, we're top of the league or we're second, we're fighting. No. We're in a situation where I feel we've got about 3 to 5 games, maybe this game or just after this, where we can try things out before the World Cup, just to kind of see, can we go all the way? Can we, I'm not saying play like Man City because we can't, but we can play a lot more technical than we're doing now. And I just feel we're trying to get Harvey Elliott. I like Harvey Elliott, but you're asking him to do a defensive role. He cannot do that role to save his life. But that's not his fault because that's not his primary thing. Do you know what I mean? And you're getting Mo Salah to play a lot wider. Do you know what I mean? It's where we know that he should be more closer to the goal. So it's like, play just to your strengths. And I promise you, if you play to your strengths, you'll get a better result with this team, as opposed to just sticking to your principles and then deciding that the principles will work. And we know how Klopp is. He's relentless. He's quite stubborn in that fact that he'll just keep going with whatever he's got, but still play the same way. And I'm like, you don't need to. You've got technical players now. You can, if you like Savage said, keep the ball for a minute. I don't care if the fan. Listen, I'm one of those fans. I hate when you were sitting there and it's passing, but sometimes you just got to do it. Cav, you said it there as well. Sometimes you've just got to be a bit nasty. Sometimes you've just got to, hack a player down. You've just got to take that yellow card. You've got to waste time, goal kicks, and let's do it. We're not above that. Do you know what I mean? Like we're acting like we're above these kind of. No, we're not above that at all. I want to win. I don't care how that win comes. I don't care if it's ugly. If we go for the rest of the season and we win ugly, yes, I'll hate the football. But if we win something at the end of it, I promise you, I'll love it forever.
Trust me.
Jose Mourinho's done it, and Simeone's done it, and they've done it with success. I can't see why we can't start slowly turning into that one of those teams who just play to their principles. Whatever we've got, we work with that, and we just kind of move. I just think we're stuck in the middle. It's a catch-22, man.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Something that Jamie and I spoke about the other week is about our actual identity at the moment. But like one thing that we can do, and I think we definitely should do moving forward, is continue with the 4-2-3-1 and play the attackers. Because let's face it, we have options in attack. They're some of our fittest guys in the squad. And, if we're defensively a bit of a shambles at the minute, well, we can score goals. So let's be that attacking team. Let's go back to the old Klopp, where we just all out attack. Yeah. But what that also does is it gets the crowd on side, and if we can get tomorrow's game is going to be difficult. It's going to be the most difficult game because Man City are exceptional. We know that, right? They're playing better football better football at the minute than us. They play better football than us, you know. But what we need to do is, like you said, focus on what our strengths are. And at the minute, our strengths are in attack. And if we can keep attacking them and put that pressure on and get the crowd behind us, and then when we're under pressure, just be as frigging as Jose as you need to be. Just get everyone behind the ball, commit fouls from far enough outside away from the box, you know, pull men down if you have to, you know, time waste just to let everyone catch a breather, do all them kind of things. The crowd will love it because we'll instantly see that, look, we're in this fight. We know we're not the better fighter, but we're in it, you know, and they're doing all that they can. But if we keep doing this halfway house of, yeah, we're going to try and play football and go to toe with Man City, we're going to lose, you know, and that's the fact. So I just think just go for it. And if we lose, right, but we've tried to attack them and we've tried to create chaos and we've, you know, then I can accept that, you know. But if I think we're just naive and think that we can go toe to toe and pass it around the back and build up play and, you know, score beautiful goals against Man City, it's probably not going to happen, you know. So we just got to go for it. We've got to throw the kitchen sink at it, to be honest. If we're going to lose, let's at least have some fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm here for grade A scumbaggery. I am. I don't give a damn, bro. This is what I want everyone to play like Robbo, bro. Just I'm not joking. You know when man get tackled and that, you help them up off the floor. Just leave them.
Yeah,
leave them, bro. You know what I mean? I'm here for that, bro. When man are wasting time and that's kick the ball off them for corners and that, I don't care, bro. Treating these teams. That's what we did against you know when we had to come back against Barcelona and we won 4-0. That's what we did. Man treating Messi like he was any guy, bro. Slapping him in the head and that, bro. Kicking, man. I'm here for it, bro. Man City ain't that special, bro. And they don't like that either. I've seen it when the Atletico Madrid game, they hated it, bro. They are
special, Savage. I mean, can't say they're not special.
Bro, I'm fed up of bigging these scumbags up, bro. They know they're good at football. I got nothing else to say to them. You dead club, dead colours, dead everything, bro. I've had enough of them, bro. Nah, bro, everyone's giving them too much love. People just want me to come on every day and say nice things about them. We know they're the best team, bro. But it is what it is, bro. I don't care. I went through this as a kid with Man United. You think I was bigging them up? You think I was coming into school talking about, oh, it was a great goal Van Nistelrooy scored? Nah, bruv. I was bullshitting, bro. I was saying dumb stuff like, well, he can only score in the box, like it mattered, but he made me feel better. I don't care, bro. Yeah, bro. I was saying stupid. When was the last time Van Nistelrooy scored outside the box? Meanwhile, they're running off with trebles, but I don't care, bro. I've had enough of this team, bro. Everyone's just running around liking Man City and enjoying their football. Nah, bro, they're dead. I hate them, bro. They're bothering me every day. Like, I try and be calm. And they've messed up my zen, bro, every time, bro. I swear to God, man. And then they went and got Haaland. It's taking the piss, bro. They're taking the piss out of football. Nah, if everyone's going to accept it, not me, bro. I'll fight them, bro. If I was in the stadium, I'm ready to fight Man City fans as well, bro. Just for the Rockers, bro. Just to have the fans cheer about something. Nah, just to cause havoc, bro. Like, even let's be honest, bro. Even the Anfield crowd's been dead. It's been dead for the most of this season, bro. Yeah, because there's nothing to cheer about. That's why I like Nunes, bro. Headbutt. Okay, don't headbutt, man, because you get sent off. But you know when we was against Newcastle and he's swearing and that, I'm here for it. South American flair, bro.
I'm with you. I mean, your Zen's messed up now. I get it, but I'm with you with the Nunes thing.
When Diaz gets fouled and that, you see, he drops a couple extra rolls in there, innit? Just because. Yeah, I'm here for it, bro. You're right, man. All this fair play award, bro. This ain't what we're trying to get into the Intertoto Cup, bro. I don't care about the fair play business, bro.
I haven't heard that for years.
At the end of the day, they're probably going to win the league anyway, bro. So we might as well, you get me, take the wins while we can. I want something to cheer about for a little bit. You know what I mean? Kept the Man City fans off my back for a week or two. It's all good.
What? All right, let's pick the team. So, what formation we go first with, guys? Are we sticking to this 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2 formation? Is it going to go back to 4-3-3 for this game? What do you guys think?
Stay the same, I would.
He's got to go with this. He's got to
stay the same.
If we see 4-3-3 from, you know, an hour before,
the game's lost.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Tomorrow, I know Man City are the better side. I know they're favourites. Like, I know they're more than likely going to win. But give me some hope, you know. If he goes with 4-3-3, you're just going to feel deflated before kickoff, you know.
Yeah, one question I need to ask. I don't really play FIFA, but how is that Alisson only at an 89 rating? Surely.
Who's the highest rated goalkeeper in FIFA? I haven't actually played it, so I don't know.
I think it's called
Alisson.
I think it's Alisson. Is Alisson high?
Wait, son.
Yeah.
Who's the highest rated goalkeeper in the game? Couture, 90 rated. Yeah. Couture.
Why would it be?
It's because of the champions. Because of the Champions League, isn't it?
They should both be 90, to be fair.
Yeah, they should both be 90 in my opinion. But fair enough.
Yeah. That's irritated me straight away. That's why I don't play FIFA, man. Right, left back, Robbo or Tsimikas?
Robbo.
Robbo's
Robbo.
shit again now.
Robbo.
I mean, Tsimikas, I thought he was pretty poor against Rangers, I've got to say. I actually think he had a good 20 minutes when he came on, Robbo. And I know an injury is horrible to a player, but do you actually think the rest has done Robbo good?
Yeah.
Because he has not. He had stopped playing, has he? I mean, even when he was meant to stop playing, he played for Scotland, and he's just been constant.
I think it's the way Robbo plays as well. On top of like playing extra games, he doesn't stop running on it.
No.
Yeah. Savage said it. He's got the fight in him, and that's what you need for tomorrow's game. You know.
Yeah,
And the thing is, we've all said it for so long. Like with Robbo, it's why we've not been that critical of him. Is he's just played so much football. Like the guy's knackered. And I just hope that this, I know it's an injury, but I hope this has been a rest for him as well. Because an energized Robbo is, like I said, you get an energized, informed Robbo, you've suddenly got one of the best left backs in the world again. You know, I don't think this is a guy that's, fell off, never going to get to them levels again. He can certainly get back there,
I'm interested to see him on the, I know we've seen it, but I'm not saying I haven't seen it before, but interested to see him on the left side without Diaz playing. It's probably going to be Jota coming from that side, isn't it?
Yeah,
so they've got a bit more stuff built up between each other from last season compared to Diaz, because he's still learning language and stuff as well. So that'll be interesting to see. Sometimes they come inside and get in each other's way and all that business. I know Tsimikas does that a lot. He comes inside a lot. So yeah, interesting.
There he is. Right, Robbo left. Right, let's do the.
Marco just said Robbo's got no output. Have you seen his assist record?
Who said Robbo's got no output?
Marco is only 4 or 5 assists behind Trent. He's not that far behind.
Yeah. His output's ridiculous. Joey Gomez is playing, ain't he? But is he going to play right back or centre back?
No, stick him right back.
Right back.
I'm telling you now, Gomez is the only man I trust in the right back position, even if Trent's fit to actually deal with.
And on top of that, Gomez at the moment is a liability at centre back as well, so it works out even better. It's not even his fault, man. I think for him, he might just be done at centre back, bro. Feels like his awareness has gone a little bit, and all them injuries and that seem to have messed him up, bro. But I don't know. Right back seems good, man.
Yeah, I'm happy with him right back.
He's not too gun ho as well at right back, going forward every single time. He picks his times, man. You know what I mean?
I said on Grizzly's show yesterday that Gomez looks like a right back. You know when you get centre backs that go in full back areas, but they look like a centre back playing that area.
Yeah.
Robbo, Gomez just looks like a right back when he's playing there.
I thought that last season when he came in there. I think you're right.
Might be his position there. It might be.
Salah I know Salah didn't play that long there with him, but he seems to like it as well because he does the overlap in it, so he creates space for Salah to cut inside.
Yeah, because
when Salah cuts inside and everyone knows what he's going to do on his left foot, it feels like the most pointless thing.
Because the thing with Gomez, he isn't going to do the Trent run. He isn't cutting inside, is he?
No.
That's not Gomez. If he's going to play there, he's just going to play down the wide areas, which might actually help. Yeah, I mean, I like Joey G there. So who's partnering Virgil, guys? G, let's get a vote here. Who's partnering Virgil? Is it Gav?
I'm going now.
You're going Konate, Cav. You're going now.
I'm thinking Konate is out. Like
if he's genuinely out, then
I was just gonna say, I'm at the moment, man. I've not heard anything properly, so I'm gonna go Konate, man. I just feel like,
what you said earlier on about whatever minutes he can play, he'll just play him. That's what stuck in my mind. That's why I was like, you know what? If he can play a half, and we play well in that half, then you can take him off, and then you can put Phillips back in there if you want.
Right. What? I don't know anything about FIFA. Why is Konate's badge different?
It's a special card, isn't it? His regular card's not that. It's like 81.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know the special card. So it's like top trumps, is it?
No, Jamie. If that's the train you're on, just leave it there, mate.
I don't know FIFA Ultimate Team. I only play FIFA career mode. I'm not here for all that Ultimate Team stuff, man. 2 sitting DMs, guys. Who's the 2 sitting DMs?
Thiago's obvious in it.
Right. Hendo played the whole game, didn't he? Against Rangers.
Hendo's not starting this game, is he?
What's Thiago
I
doing?
think it'd be Thiago Fabinho, maybe.
Yeah.
Fabinho. Oh, because when I was on the show last night, people were saying that he could see Liverpool going playing 4-3-3 against City and playing Hendo, Fabinho, and Thiago.
I wouldn't do
That
that.
sounds horrible, man.
I do not need to see Bernardo Silva skipping by the entire frigging midfield again. Like, please, just don't do it to us. Like, if he's gonna skin someone, just let it be one player. He doesn't have to go round three. Like,
Do you think Jurgen Klopp's going to leave out his captain for this massive game?
He needs to start doing it a bit more often. To be
I think
fair.
he will. I think he will. He's done it before. He'll just bring him on, and he'll bring him on at some point in the game.
reckon?
But does.
Yeah.
I have to say, man, like, I love Fab, innit? I think he's an amazing footballer and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I started mentioning last season about, like, him being slow, and I picked up on certain things. And it was around the Man City game when I first noticed it, innit? I really hope he has a good game, man, because this guy's, like, he's hot and cold, man. When he's on it, he's so good.
So good.
But I'm telling you, man, the game I noticed, I told you, bro, when I watched De Bruyne skip past him last season, bro, I've never been so mad in my life. He walked past him, bro. It was a quick free kick, and then he just walked past him, and he didn't try and catch him after that, bro. It was horrible because then he took the shot. I think he deflected off Matip and went in, and we could have won that game. And if we won that game, we would have won the league. Just saying, but I hope he has a good game, man. Bit more discipline from Fab, and it should be good. Should be good. But I think he'll be on it. I trust him, though. You know what I mean? I can't. As much as I've picked up on stuff from all of the team, they've been there for time, man, doing the good stuff in it. So hopefully they put a shift in and that. Sure, they will. They seem to play better against better players in it. So hopefully,
Right. I actually like that Fabinho and Thiago in that deeper role if we play this 4-2-3-1 because I think it protects them more as well. And in the 4-3-3, you're more open, ain't you? There's more space for you to cover. So this protects Fabinho. I said it before. I said it the other day. I talked to Cav about it when I did a video. We got to hide their weaknesses but show their strengths more. And at the moment, I think when we play 4-3-3, we're showing their weaknesses and hiding their strengths. And we got to swap that round and playing this way. You show Fabinho's more of his strength out and hide that weakness of his pace and mobility. I think you do that with Fab. He's reading the game. He's first class.
he's amazing.
And if we get that Fabinho, he's tremendous in our team. The Fab Four. Who are we going with? Because I know a lot of people have been saying that Darwin Núñez don't start.
no,
You go with Jota up top.
he's got to
You go
start. For
Bobby
me.
up top, Jota on the left, Salah on the right.
But then I can't drop Bobby though.
Wait, though, we're going player for player. We're going for that midfield spot first. So confused.
Harvey Elliott in the cam. That's what someone said.
Nah, I'm going Bobby in the cam.
Play Ox, man.
Ox will probably be on the bench as well.
Nah, play him, man. This kid.
Savage, please just stop. Because you're
let the Don earn his money, man. Let him earn his wages, bro.
you're one step from saying put catering, and if you say that, honestly, I'm done on the stream.
I don't know if Savage will ever say.
I'll never resort to that, bro. Never will.
I'm putting Bobby in there. Bobby's
We
my
put
option.
Bobby in the 10 because unbelievable. He's been in his best form lately, and that's because he's probably playing in a position that suits him now. In this number 10 formation, he's running the game. I mean,
Man City won't know how to pick him up in that position either because he just drifts around, bro.
Exactly.
he's just on the form of his life at the moment.
Pretty much is what that spot where he's going to be is what De Bruyne does.
Guys,
And nobody can pick him up.
he's got 8 goals in 12 games.
But he can also help out with the defensive side.
He can.
Anyway,
You're right, man. And he
if
does.
we
He
need
always
him.
tries, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just play him, man. Just play him. I'll play him.
Yeah, I think you're right, man, because Bobby ends up doubling up on people, and because he's that spare man, he'll always come across to help what you're doing and stuff like that. But
Never spell his name. There we go.
yeah, Bobby's a G, man.
With 83 rating. Love him. Oh yeah, look. We're not sure these players play here. Look. Is that what that means?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's got striker. It's got the striker card on it in midfield.
Well, FIFA is the worst football game ever if they don't think this can happen.
No, but his card says striker on it. That's why. So it
Oh
doesn't
my
match up with the position. You
Oh,
can change it. You can change it on the new FIFA.
needs to be changing. Shit game. Right. I also I'm a little rant about FIFA here as well, actually. So I don't buy a game that costs me 60 quid to then have to buy extra stuff while I'm playing the game. What's that about? If I'm buying a game for 60 quid, everything better be on it, man. I don't want to have to be buying stuff.
I would say to you, Jay, I would agree, but that's every game now.
I know.
not
That's
FIFA.
why I don't buy games anymore.
Yeah, because it happens even when I'm playing wrestling.
Fortnite.
Like, you have to buy the extra players.
It's ridiculous.
Smart business still.
Yeah, it's smart business.
Teach kids how to gamble as well. You know.
Yeah. EA's the best at it. You know what I mean? They are just the best at it. So Bobby in the 10, right? Wide areas.
Come on, this is light work. This part.
Yeah, this is pretty easy, ain't it? Because obviously,
Jota, Salah.
Facts.
here's one. If Luis Diaz was fit,
Someone's got to hold bench.
who's holding bench? Would you actually then, if Diaz was fit,
It would have been Jota.
would you play Jota up front and have Darwin on the bench?
I think Klopp would have put Jota on the bench and Darwin would have started.
What do you reckon, G?
I feel like with Nunes, he's a very good impact player.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Jota is a good impact player. I feel Nunes and Firmino, when they come onto the pitch, they change the game in whatever roles that they play. I don't feel like Jota really does that when he comes on the pitch. He kind of the same as whatever we just had. So I don't know, I feel like he would drop Jota, but he'd probably be better served dropping Bobby or Nunes as opposed to that. Because I just feel that Jota isn't really an impact kind of guy. He's not going to come on and change the game, really. He needs to start because he gets into the flow of the game. He gets into the rhythm kind of thing. I'm just looking at that front three, and to be honest with you,
that's dangerous, man.
Yeah, no. It's definitely, it can definitely score goals. It's all I'm thinking about is Nunes is going to need to be able to take his chances. That is my only thing with him.
That's facts.
You need to take your chances. If he takes his chances, the game is a whole different game. That's the difference with him. If he doesn't take his chances, we already know how hard it is to beat Manchester City when you don't take your chances, let alone when you do take your chances. So that's going to be very, very key. And Salah cannot have another performance like he did against Arsenal. He can't be locked down by whoever plays left back again. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
So Edward's saying something here that I kind of agree with as well. He says, I have a feeling starting all four is a mistake. I'd keep one of them on the bench to give us some firepower. We need it during the game because without Luis Diaz, that is our attack.
Yeah.
I would agree with Edward if this was last season. But like I said before the Arsenal game,
I think we win this.
The way Liverpool have been playing, we can't afford to be doing all this firepower off the bench thing. It might be 4-0 by half time, bro.
Yeah,
we've been down to Fulham and Palace and all these teams and Man U, and it ain't been enough time to get back. That's why we've managed to scrape a draw. But I'd rather finally try and do something in the beginning of the game than wait to be losing 2-0, bring these lot off the bench and make it back to 2-2 or 2. You know what I mean? Like, I do agree with what he's saying though. But if this was last season, I'd 100% agree. But with us conceding goals in like the first minute and close to in the first 10 minutes and all that business, I don't think we can afford to play like that tactical. That's why I didn't like that thing where we took off the fullbacks against Everton because we had a Champions League game coming up. You have to manage it in game, and there's nothing wrong with having that plan. But then when you get to the certain time where you're going to take people off and you're like, okay, 60th minute and we ain't done anything, probably have to keep them on. Do you know what I mean? You have to be you can't be so rigid with your plans in the game and stuff like that. But I do get where he's coming from. There's no fight.
Yeah, I understand where
maybe the young ones will be the one to come off the bench, innit? Carvalho and Elliot.
Yeah. I mean, it's just this is the mad thing, If you say you've been away, you ain't got a clue what's happening in football at the moment. You've been away from everything for a couple of months since the season started, and I show you this 11 right now. Where in the league would you think that 11 is right now in the Premier League, G? If you didn't know already, seeing that team sheet.
top 3 or 4.
Kev.
I thought he was just going to say top, and I was agreeing with him.
That is the 11 you see on the shit. You've been away for a couple of months. You don't know what's happening.
Top three.
Season's not started yet, or you forget the 8 games, and you're just basing that lineup on what you have seen from last season and prior.
Yeah.
That team wins the league.
Oh, Jesus.
I think so.
Yeah. Matt,
I mean,
we can't.
It's quality.
Okay, you know what? Okay. What
quality
you said.
player.
All right, fair enough. Yes, maybe. Yeah, I think we'd be second. I still think Man City, if they have a full 11 out, is still better than our 11, like this 11 here. So I'd say we'd be second at the bare minimum. Let's say second.
Mm-hmm.
Bare minimum.
Let's not forget that
two either way.
That Thiago Fabinho double pivot we were crying out for. Because these two, how many times did we say, oh, these two ain't lost a game when playing together and this and that? It's just that we couldn't keep Thiago fit. That was the only thing, But these two playing together, we were like double pivot and have an extra striker. Yeah.
I mean, that is when you look at that team, when you look at 11 there and you think this team's 11th at the moment, it's just, how's that possible when you look at it?
It seems like just sometimes it's, I know it sounds like, it seems like it's just one of those things, It seems like everything that can go wrong seems to have gone wrong. Because if it was just a few players playing off form, then you could understand. But like everyone, really apart from Alisson and Diaz and Bobby, everyone's been a bit like off it. I don't know. I mean, I watched Virgil's interview earlier and he didn't know himself.
It's funny though, because like
when I passed him and he was just like, honestly, I don't know. And I get it, because sometimes you feel like you've prepared everything you can. They're obviously not lazy. They're professionals. They don't go out their way to lose on purpose. And stuff is still going wrong. That's why the thingy bothers me so much, the early goals, because they're not stupid and they're not rubbish, bro. Clearly, they look ready to play the game, warmed up properly, everything looks ready. Then the goal goes in real quick and you're like, yo, I don't understand what's happened here, because that's 11, or 10, take away Alisson. That's 10 men gone to sleep in the first 30, 40 seconds of a game. None of them have anything to do with each other in their personal life. So you can't be like, oh, this one's feeling down about this and this. No, that I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's just one of those things, man, and we have to get it back. And I think if we can get, this game's massive in so many ways. I'm not going to overcook it and stuff like that, but I know what we can do in the league. City are City in it, so sometimes you just got to admit that, like, whatever, do your thing in it, and then we'll see where we are at a certain point in the season. But for the rest of the league, there's nothing outstanding I've seen from anyone that says to me that we can't, reach up to a certain point. I mean, Arsenal's been really good this season. And I was watching Spurs earlier, and even my son said, like, they're the ones that worry me the most, to be honest, apart from because they keep winning ugly, man. Like, there's a lot of winning ugly. And the last time I seen Conte do this was when Chelsea won the league. Remember, he started off bad, lost like 2 games, and then he won like every game 1-0 with Costa.
Yeah,
same, man. The way I seen him celebrate today, off just scoring a penalty when it was 1-0 and there's loaded it, bro. He celebrated like they won the Champions League, bro. And when Doherty come off, the hug he gave him and the whatever speech he gave him in his ears, because I don't know, the Spurs fans were giving him a standing ovation, Doherty, and I'm like, bro, he didn't do that much. You know what I mean? He played well against Everton, bro, but
they've been screaming
sometimes,
for him, though, apparently, Spurs.
Yeah,
fans.
but that team spirit is everything, bro, because we've been there when Klopp's running around crazy. I think sometimes the players will match the energy of what's around you and stuff like that. And I don't mean that weird star sign energy what girls do. I'm on about like I'm on about just a vibe what's around in it, you know what I mean? And I think Klopp toned himself down because how like people kept getting onto him about it, pundits and the referees and feet and the FA and stuff like that. I want him back running on the pitches, bro. I'm here for it, bro. Don't try and tone down my manager, bro. He's not a dickhead, bro. I want him fighting Sean Dyche and them man on the line again. Like that. I don't want him doing that, like, when he does that crackhead smile, bro, when he can't believe what's just happened. Yeah. I feel so bad for him, bro. Imagine setting up your team, and you're like, I've just been staring down the other team for the last 17 minutes before the game. Death staring them. We're about to pan them. And then the kick off, and then someone scores straight away. And all he can do is the crackhead smile on the sideline, like, yo, I don't even know. What am I supposed to do?
What is he actually meant to say? Like, what instruction could he possibly give out when we're conceding in the first frigging 5 minutes?
Yeah, because that's football, and that's them. That's nothing to do with him. That's literally it's the first minute of the game, bro. So it's like, yo, at this point, bro, nothing should have happened in the game. Like,
I will say though, was this the most dead Saturday ever for football?
oh, it's dead.
It was like the worst, man. All the
Bad
teams
draws and
that
that,
were
bro.
playing. What is that?
Terrible.
Wolves Forest, didn't it?
It weren't the biggest advertisement for the Premier League today, was it?
Did you man see the? Did you not see the tweet that between Thingy Forest and Wolves?
Forest and Wolves, yeah.
That's the most
Oh,
gangster
was it-
thing I've ever seen, bro.
Was it tasty? Was it? I never saw it.
No, Nottingham Forest put out a tweet with like, I don't know if it was Gibbs White, but he was sitting there with like puppies around him, puppy wolves and that, like,
Yeah.
and, like laughing. And there's like game time and that, and then Nottingham Forest sent back a picture of an axe.
An axe in a like tree root thing. And I was like, what?
Jesus Christ.
They were like play time, and then Wolves was like
Playtime, yeah.
playtime's over, and I was like, whoa.
Playtime's over, yeah, and they won.
Jesus
So
Christ,
Wolves win that.
So I'm going to ask a question. I know Liverpool are not in the form that they are in the moment. I believe have we got El Clasico tomorrow as well?
Yeah, it's on at the same time, man. That's
Right.
pissed me off,
I'm going to ask this question. I know Liverpool bad at the moment, so it's not got like off this season, but the last few seasons. What's the best and biggest game in Europe right now? Is it Liverpool versus Man City or El Clasico?
I think Liverpool Man City is a better game.
But
Nothing
globally, it's El Clasico, but
yeah, globally is still you can't beat that. Like, that's never going to be beaten. But a better game, in my opinion, over the last 5 years is Man City at Liverpool.
Yeah,
same. That's
And
why
only at Anfield, not at Etihad. For some weird reason, I only feel like it's big when we're at Anfield.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
the game there.
history.
Yeah. That being the
Yeah, that's why it peed me off that they're on at the same time, because I would have like watched one and then gone to watch the next one, because they're probably the two biggest games in Europe at this moment in time, and they go and put them on at the same time. Someone knew what they was doing there, didn't they? Someone knew what it was. But it's madness, because if they thought about it, everyone would be like, "Oh, it was the span." Like whoever thought about it, it's like, well, one game goes at that time, and then you automatically switch on to the next game because there's two huge matches. It's like, yeah, it make.
I know who done it, bro. ITV.
Yeah. Don't ITV do this?
They've been showing the Liga games, innit? They've been showing the Liga games, yeah.
And ITV4, ain't it?
That's why I watched Real Madrid versus Atletico 2 weeks ago. So they're like, all right, Sky Sports, see what you done. Let me just put this on at the same time. Pussies.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is, if it's 5-0 to City at half time, we can just turn over and watch it.
There's
that.
switch off, and then you miss the heroic 6-5 win.
Not that I ever could, of course. You know,
I have never switched off a Liverpool game. I came close against Arsenal the
never in my life.
the other day.
I do that thing. I get up and I go to storm off, and then I just turn
I came
around.
close the other day when I walked off. I literally walked off my Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm not used to
I
seeing this
walked off away when we played
campaign.
Napoli. When we played
Yeah.
Napoli,
Oh,
I
man.
was sick of that. I was like, I'm not watching this. The rest of it. And I think Barcelona were playing Bayern at the same time that day, and I said, you know, I'd rather just
cheer myself up. I don't need.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the Stoke game nearly done me, man, on Gerrard's last game, because I was staying around for Stevie, bro. But
It's fun.
I was just watching us get peppered, bro. It's like,
And Rogers kept his job the following season.
oh, mate, man.
Right, it's like Rogers.
I didn't like that thingy game, that game in lockdown when Man City punched us up, bro. I hated that game. Is it 4-1?
Yeah, when Trent stumbled on the pitch like it's a man.
Oh my god, bro, that was horrible to watch, because obviously we had no commentary anyway. It
No.
was dead stadium, and I was flipping out, bro.
Yeah.
And I just felt, I remember, obviously at the time I didn't know anything about Alisson's dad and that, but I remember watching his face after the mistakes, and I felt so bad for him. But at the same time, I wanted to kill him in it, because he did the mistake twice in a row, like 5 minutes apart. And I was like, no way has Alisson turned to carry us today, bro. No way has he done this to me, bro. And then Salah died for a penalty. Well, weren't a penalty, by the way.
Yeah. The man shouldn't have been playing. Do you know what I mean?
Very true.
He shouldn't have been playing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Villa 7-2. I wasn't shocked.
We don't mention that. That never happened. Games a lot that don't happen. Trent, I want to still discussion about Trent Alexander-Arnold at the moment before we finish up, because I'm looking at Trent this season, and I think firstly, I don't like anyone getting injured, as I said, but I think the breaks going to do him good, because let's face it, Trent's getting blamed for absolutely everything right now. If there's a new COVID variant, I'm sure Trent will get blamed for it. You know, it's just it's going that way at the moment, ain't it?
The Premier League new villain, man. Pogba's gone, bro. They needed somebody.
I've seen that Liverpool concede goals that weren't even on Trent's side, and he's getting the blame for it. It's very easy to mark up at the moment, and if you're a content creator and a Liverpool fan, just put Trent mistake again in your thing, and you just get everyone comes. It's just easier to do. Gomez, as I said, looks like a right back. He don't look like a centre back playing out there. He actually does look like a right back. Now, with the fault, if Gomez keeps good form, he has a good game against City, say, a good game against West Ham. Even when Trent's fit and available, do you just go, look, Trent, sit down? Joe's in great form at the moment. Or do you just put Trent straight back in? I know it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one, but
he needs the. I will say this: Klopp should have been taking him out of the firing line a lot sooner. That I will say. So he should have been playing Gomez maybe a bit sooner to allow Gomez to get some rhythm and just get Trent out of that firing line. Sometimes it is just about that, because when it's every single week, you're always getting hammered. You always get like online, and you're always, your mistakes are highlighted. They did a piece on Sky Sports about Trent. Like, that tells you literally what's going on with Trent Alexander-Arnold at the moment. England situation, everything is going on. And I just think Trent's only, 23? 24?
Yeah,
24, I think now, isn't
he's a young lad. He's a young
I think
lad.
he's just at, I think his birthday was
his birthday was like last week or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's 24. Like, the guy's got easily 10 years left of this game. It's not. There's no rush for him to do anything. He's done everything possible that he needed to do anyway. Give him a bit of a rest, and I think I would just keep Joe Gomez in there for the time being. And to be honest, I've been clamoring for Liverpool to go free at the back anyway. And if you do that, then I would put Trent at right mid anyway, just to play him in that position, just to get him, not even get him away from the defense, but just to allow him to do exactly what he's good at, which is going forward without the responsibility so much of coming back. Of course, he's still got to defend. And someone mentioned it the other day. It almost be like what David Beckham used to do, because he's literally a David Beckham regen. Let's be honest. Yeah. So David Beckham was not fast. He wasn't the best, in my opinion. I don't think he was the best player, but what he did well, he was the best at.
Yeah, he was an engine. It was engine in it. That's what he had.
Yeah, he was an engine. Do you know what I mean? So, and I feel like Trent could almost fall into that kind of mold whereby you don't need him to be, he switches off all the time. So we know that. How about we don't put him in positions where his switching off is a lot more vital? I don't mind if he's switching off at right mid so much, as if, that's not going to kill us too much if you've got players behind him who can defend, which we do. So why not try something different? This is why I said before earlier in the stream, you can try these things now. Between now and the World Cup, we've got time. We've got the players to do it. Just try something a bit different, just to help Trent out. Like I said, use the players that you've got. Play something different. People talk about Trent in midfield. No, I don't think Trent's a midfielder. I like a central midfielder. I think he has to stay wide because he prefers to come in as opposed to starting in to then have to go out wide, if that makes sense. So I would just switch it up. I would honestly just switch it up and just try something. Put Robbo left centre back. I don't know, like just do something different, just to kind of see what might potentially work, because we might just accidentally stumble upon something that clicks, and all of a sudden, boom, Liverpool clicking.
Look, Kev, that's a great point. And look, Kev, obviously, Trent does have world-class ability. Let's face it. The man's got his ability on the ball, is second to none. His ability to put the ball where he wants it. And I've seen people, which makes me laugh, that long balls and crossings apparently not creativity. And when someone came back at someone about this and said, well, you can write off David Beckham's career then, it's just, you know what I mean? Because it's not a long ball into space. It's not hoofing it or anything like that. It's a precise pass that's travelled 40 yards. Do you know how hard that is to do? It's not like any footballer can just do that. It is extremely. It's a talent. It's a skill. It's creative. He has world-class ability. Obviously, he does need to come back into this Liverpool team. But Joe Gomez is a natural defender. Trent ain't. Trent is like a right-sided midfielder in a 4-4-2 playing right back. That is literally what he's like. And the way we used to play, especially when we're Champions League, Premier League era, when we are going to be the best team in Europe, I don't think that's far-fetched to say. I mean, no one really got on our defence because the midfield and the attack controlled the game so much. No one was really ever getting exposed. And at the moment, Trent is. So I don't think Trent has got any different or worse or better or anything like that defensively from his game from when he first played. It's just that at the moment he's getting exposed more because the team ain't as good. Gomez is a better defender, but we still need Trent's got world-class ability. What do you do, Cav? Do you keep him in? Do you bring him back? Do you tell him to sit out for a while? Or do you try and play him in front of Joe Gomez maybe on the right side?
Well, what you do is you play it by ear because, you know, by the time Trent comes back, the landscape for Liverpool might be very different. We might have Matip back, Konate back, you know, Gomez might still be fit. You might feel like Konate could cover for Trent's deficiencies. You know, when he switches off, Konate might read the game really well and have the pace and power to cover that space. You might chuck him back in. You might find that Gomez breaks down. Let's not, you know, hide the fact that Gomez has his injury issues as well. But let's assume that they're all available. And Gomez is played as well as he has done since he's come into the team. Then I'd keep him in there because, like you say, it's glaringly obvious where our weakness is in defence at the minute, and it is down that right-hand side. Gomez sort of covers that. He's not the perfect defender, but he's very good. And it's not as if he can't, you know, pick a cross out when he does get into them attacking positions, you know. Yeah. In the games that we've seen him at right back last season, he actually, you know, was putting some really quality balls into the box. So I think just use him if you can and just give Trent that time out to sort of just you know.
Sorry, Cav, I'm just looking at the spam and it's cracking me up. Have you read
it?
I
just saw it. I was like, what?
It's Kroos, Benzema, Modric, and then Phil Jones.
That's all Brentford. I was like, what?
No one really to join Brentford on a paper. Sorry, Cav, it just had me in stitches. Obviously, mods do your thing, get rid. But it had me in stitches.
The thing for me, right? And Trent, yeah, of course, he's not had a very good start to the season, but same as so many other players, it's just that Trent seems to his switching off has just really cost us, you know. But the same can be said for Virgil, you know, when he's not stepped out and defended a shot, or you know, put his body on the line, or whatever it is, you know. People have made mistakes. I think what we need to do moving forward, and it's not just Trent, but if we have the option there to change it, we change it. We forget about who the names are and we forget about what they've given us in the past. And we simply play the guys that are going to do the job that game. So if Salah continues to go missing week on week on week, right, and Diaz is back, and I mean, Diaz isn't back to the end of the year, but let's say there's an option there, put him in. You know, I'm at a point now where I'm not afraid to be dropping people. I fully respect all these guys. I'm so grateful for what they've given us, but it's about now and it's about the future. And you play the guys that are in form. If Trent comes back, right, you persist. For me, you persist with Gomez, but you do give Trent the chance to come back in the team. You know, and if his attitude's right and he's tracking back and he's doing all the defensive things that we know he can do when he's on it, right. Great, he goes back in the team. If he doesn't do that, you don't keep him in just because it's Trent and is a local lad and he is an exceptional, you know, generational talent. No, you stick the guy in that's in form. And I'd say the same with Robbo and Simi. You play the man that's in form. You know, if you got Konate, Matip, and Gomez as your options in defence, and Virgil's still not playing particularly well, you pull him out and you put Konate in. You know, for me now that the loyalty. It's not that it's gone, but I feel like everybody's had enough time to sort of prove where they're at and continue to give them opportunities. But if there's the next man that's playing better, you put them in. We'll be too many games into the season now, too many drop points. We're really at risk of not getting that top four. Can't be taking chances. You play guys that are on form and doing the business for you. And I don't care if it's Friggin' Maguire at right back or it's Nat Phillips in defence. I don't care. If they come in and they do the job, then they play, you know.
I agree.
That's one thing that Man City do. I know they got the money and blah, 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 but we've actually got a bigger squad than they do. They don't have as many players in the first team. They have to kind of use a lot more of their youth players, so to speak, like your Palmers and stuff like that. But we've got more players. So as Cav said, like 100% agree with you, bro. Like we need to stop the loyalty is good, but they've had enough time now. We're kind of into the season. We know who's who. We know what they can do on their day. Start playing these players who are in form because Man City continuous, even if Mahrez bags a hat trick next, well, tomorrow, there's zero guarantee that he starts the next game, like zero. And it's not because, you can say they've got like for like replacements, because they do. But at the same time, Pep likes to kind of keep it a bit more, so that the opposition doesn't know who's going to play, so you don't know how to defend it. But also just the sheer fact that everybody gets a game, but everybody stays in rhythm. No one's out of rhythm in that team. And that's what I think is always key with their team, is that nobody goes out of rhythm. It doesn't matter. Alvarez will come for the bench. He started against Copenhagen. Obviously, Haaland was on the bench. He's not going to start tomorrow, so Haaland's going to start. But then Alvarez might still come on. He might start the next game, somewhere along that front three somewhere. But it's like, you got to just change it around. When players are in form, play them. When they're out of form, that's it. You've had your chance. Someone else needs to come in now, because Liverpool just need to get back to that consistency of, I still believe, even though I've critiqued Liverpool as much as possible this season, I still believe Liverpool and Man City are the only two teams who can go on a run. I don't believe any other team in this league can go on a 15, 20 game run. I don't see it. I really don't see it. As well as everyone has played, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea are picking up a bit of form. Liverpool and City are the real ones who can go on a 15 game winning run and you don't even know it. And all of a sudden they're just out of sight and everyone else is just playing catch up. So we need to get back into that kind of rhythm again. I don't care how it happens. I really don't care how it happens.
I agree. And with the Gomez thing as well, I agree on all that. And with the Gomez thing, that if Gomez is in good form, he has a good game against City. Look, I'm actually a bit more confident with Gomez at right back against City than I would be at Trent at the moment. With Trent in the way he is at the moment, the form he's in, not like old Trent and old Liverpool in a way, but I trust Gomez a little bit more because he's a defender. But if he has a good game against City, and then goes on to have a good game against West Ham on midweek, it'd be very harsh on him just to go, right, you got to go come out of the team now because Trent's fit again. It'd be very, very harsh on him. And also, Gomez might be looking at this thinking this is a way he can get into the England team, because it looks like Walker's out for the World Cup, and now it looks like Reece James is out for the World Cup. He's really tricky at the moment, the only real right back that Southgate trusts. Gomez is in form between now and the World Cup playing right back. He's got a very good chance that he could go to the World Cup as well, because he can play in the back three as well, Gomez. So he's like that sort of like player that Southgate would like in his team. So you got that for Gomez might be looking at as well. So it's an
Don't you
interesting.
find it funny that Gomez and Ben White, two centre backs, are now playing right back, and both might have an opportunity to go to the World Cup, but as right backs, not in their natural positions? I find that funny.
I feel like Ben White's definitely going to get picked, man.
He should get picked anyway, I think.
Yeah, he's in form. He's in form, to be fair.
I hate him though, but he's been.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Got a stupid face, man.
I think. Sorry, just before I let somebody speak, just one point I want to make before I lose it is loyalty. You do need loyalty, right? And Klopp's the best at it, and Klopp can't be going to Trent and saying, "Nah, I still believe in you," and then drop him at the weekend. So there is an element of this guy's constantly bigging up all his players. He does need to play them to sort of prove that loyalty and that backing as well. But what Klopp also needs to be a bit careful of is he's shown so much loyalty to these players that he can't. When he puts the team sheet out, he doesn't want the fans to start going back to doubters. He changes from doubters to believers. You don't want us to go back to doubters again. But if we can see that he's rolling out the change of formation, for me, it is the 4-2-3-1. I'd like to see us go forward with that and play this attacking football, knowing that we're defensively fragile, but that will improve when there's confidence in the team. And he's picking players based on current form, not just players that get injured and then can walk back into the team. Then as fans can understand what the logic is, soon as you start questioning what we're actually doing and what our tactics are and why people are getting in the squad and what is our game plan in this game, you start losing, or some fans will start losing faith in Klopp. And the minute that happens, it then becomes a lot tougher. I think Liverpool are at a bit of a crossroads now where we might not get results, but if we can see all the right actions, then the crowd can be behind Liverpool, and then that's going to give them that edge. That might be that support that they need to then get back into form. But I just wanted to add that. Sorry, before Savage, go on.
Go on, Savage. You're going on.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what everyone said. To be honest, I'm always of the opinion that just play the person who's playing the best on it. I think part of the reason for the thing with Trent, and yeah, I agree that everyone has played better. Trent has been the worst, man. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, bro, for 100%. But I think part of the reason is the fact that he just knows he's gonna play all the time, innit? You know what I mean? Like, if anyone had a manager who was like basically a Man City, no way Carl Walker makes a mistake in the game, one off year, but then he plays the next game and he makes another mistake. He's not thinking I'm playing the next game.
Yeah,
he knows what, and Pep would use somebody who's not even a right back to go there, just because. And I know that there's part of the fact that we don't have that many people to change around the team and stuff like that, but I think it is the way. I think the rest will do him good as well. Give him a chance to jump off that steroid cycle he went on in the pre-season. So I think that's part of the problem because he looks a bit heavy when he's running and that, you know what I'm saying? So I will play Gomez though. I think a point for me is that we have all this like empathy for Trent, and that's fine. We should, innit? Like, he's our player. He's only young, although he's not. I know when people speak to him like he's a natural kid, he's a grown ass man, bro. But no one seems to think about Gomez, bro. Like, this geezer's been a part of the Liverpool squad for so long now. He was just as important as Trent at one point in the squad until he got really bad. Yeah, he had before he got the really bad injury. And then he goes and signs a five-year contract, which means he's dedicated himself to the club. You think he doesn't want to sign a 5-year contract to not play, but he's quite aware that Matip and Konate is ahead of him. So I think there was this thing last season. I don't know if it was him per se, where people were saying that he said he didn't want to play right back or something. I don't know if that's the truth. I know Gomez is Italian of us, but I think now he's seeing a way that, like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm gonna play where the manager wants me to play because it's Liverpool at the end of the day, and I need to find a way to play in this team. And for him, he's probably not even thinking about England as such like that. It's like, if I just play my game and I pick up some form, then hopefully whatever happens will happen and I can play in the squad. And he's been good, man. He's good at right back. Like I said, I don't really trust him at centre back as much anymore. I was always backing him. But like Cav said, I think enough people have had enough chances now where I'm like, yeah, something just ain't clicking there. You know what I mean? Sometimes Konate switches off as well. People keep speaking about him like he's perfect, but his positioning sometimes is a bit, I don't know, but they have to learn on it. They'll get better and better. But I think for Gomez, when he's at right back, he just looks comfy, bro. He looks comfy. He seems to be a measured right back. He's not all gun ho. He seems to he thinks about defending first. He's good at carrying the ball as well. Passing can do some brushing up on, but I know he can pass the ball around anyway. And it'd be horrible for him that Trent comes back and then he just goes back into the team, considering his form was bad before. That should have been from last season, to be honest. I should have carried on with that, so Trent had somebody to fight against going into the team. And then obviously whenever Ramsey's fit, you know what I mean, I'm excited to see the kid play. But, you know, there's plenty of cup games and stuff. Like, we ain't even got to that part of the season yet. This is still the beginning. We ain't started the League Cup, FA Cup, anything like that. We got the World Cup break. So this still can be a massive season for Liverpool. It feels down right now. But I think I agree with G, what he said about trying stuff in the league. And I'm not one of these people that's like throw the league away and give up, because it's not really a thing we can do. You can't switch it off. You can't play good at shit in the Premier and just go to a cup game. And yeah, you have to keep it going. Momentum has to be there. But definitely try stuff. And then, yeah, if you try stuff in the league and it works, man, we're a great cup team, innit? I'm not saying we can't win leagues and stuff, but we are a great cup team. People don't want to play us on these one-off games and stuff like that, or two legs. So I think do that. We can get a decent position in the league. I think up until between wherever we are now and third, for sure, is a thing we can aim for. And then we see what we're doing when we get in there. And all the cups, we can definitely go for them, because I think when it comes to people's B team or their rotation team, we've got one of the better teams out of the teams in the leagues and stuff like that. And I think we can still have a really good season. I think we kick on from the Man City game. I believe we're going to beat them anyway, but and it's not even a cocky thing. And they'll go on to be Man City. They're not going to lose to us and then carry on dropping off. They'll just win the next game. But for us, it means a lot. And believe in this team, man. Cav's right, but you can't you don't want the fans to start losing faith in certain things and that. You know what I mean? Loyalty is a good thing in football, for sure. It is. It's a good thing in life, but there's other players as well in the team, innit? So while you're being loyal to one set of players, the other ones are, you know what I mean? They're looking and like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. Am I never just going to get into this squad? That's why I said play Ox, bro. Because, you know, Ox has been loyal. So
if Ox comes on and gets the winner tomormer, I'm here for it.
Listen, bro.
Football writes some crazy stories, doesn't it? Like,
I'm here for it. I'm like, take your shirt off, take your shorts off, do a mad celebration. You know what I mean? Just Just take everything off. No, that didn't sound right.
What I want from tomorrow is to be able to walk away, regardless of the result, going, okay, I believe in this team again. Like what I've just seen was a good performance. I can really see what they were trying to do there. I can see what we're going to do moving forward, because you can lose to Man City even though when you're in form. You know, I think we have to take this. You know, it don't matter. You know, I think we've all accepted here that the league's a bit of a stretch. So, is losing to Man City? I know it's at home. Jesus Christ, Virgil might lose his record. Yeah, there's all that terribleness, but like losing to Man City in any league, it's not the end of the world. But we need to see the effort and the performance, and you know, we need to see the fight. And if we can see that, then suddenly we go into the following game against West Ham and think, yeah, you know what? If we can do the same things, we back these players to do well. You know.
That record of Virgil's though is mad, ain't it?
Yeah,
he's so lucky that he was not lucky, obviously. Let me not say lucky. Let me not say that. That was the wrong choice of words.
He went around.
He was a bit lucky because he was injured throughout that time.
Yeah.
Going through that.
It's still five. It's still 5 seasons, even with that.
No. And listen, that is a stupid record. Like for someone to have that type of a record. I mean, he's the in my opinion, you know, he's the best centre back in the world. I don't really care about his form this season, or Saliba, or all these other crappy guys. Like, you know, Virgil's been doing this for a long time. But what Cav said there is something that I think fans like myself as well, especially, you're like, Jamie, you'll know the best. Like, I'm always, you know, getting onto Klopp and I'm always getting onto Liverpool as it is. But one thing I've always stated is that exactly what Cav said. It's just the performance. I don't care if we lose to Manchester City. To me, like, it doesn't actually bother me. But if I see a very, very good performance, something that we can at least just build on, I'll be happy, because it's all about the performance. To be honest with you, because the performance, obviously it's Manchester City. Let's be honest. Come on now, man. Like, they're better than us on a normal day. You know, head to head we're probably equal, but they're probably just that slight bit. Or, you know, we have a game that we might win, they have a game kind of thing, but. You know, overall, they're probably just a little bit better than us. So it's like, if we lose, okay, we lose. We've lost to them when we've had our best team out. So I'm not going to cry when we haven't got our best team or not in our best form. If anything, if we win tomorrow, Man City are shit. Do you know what I mean? It just shows how crap, you know, they can be got at. It's the performance, man. We're not seeing that. And that is what is killing the Liverpool fans at the moment, is the performance just isn't there. We're not seeing players trying as much. We're seeing certain players, even when they're dropping off, it's like, come on, man, you got to at least try. And I think that's what with Trent is the main issue. As you said, Jamie, like, we've seen Trent, like, Trent's been a liability in defense since he came here. Like, this isn't new. This isn't like, oh my goodness, like, Trent is so good. No. Trent's they've always targeted that side. If you look at the stats, you always see it's always that side of Trent. But we haven't even really noticed it, because Trent's been trying. You see him trying to get back. You see him trying to defend. You see him trying to, you know, help out the defense whenever he can. But this season, I'll be honest, I haven't seen it from him. I've just seen him, you know, kind of switch off, and he walks back, you know, and you're like, bro, like, you know, we're kind of losing it. I kind of need you to try a bit more than what
we asked for, man.
That's
still man. The Arsenal game must have been the most unlucky game for him, though. Yeah, because because the mistakes he made in that, when you watch it back, I'm like, he done this because he was trying. It's like when he left the defender, it's because he tried to help, man. He went through his legs. Like, help, bro. You need a break for real, man. Go home, play FIFA, bro. Relax, man.
Yeah.
Am I still the only one? I might be the only one still around who thinks Martinelli was lucky not to get red carded as well.
Oh no, it should have been a red card. But I'll be honest. I'll be 100% honest, because I told you guys I didn't watch the game live in it, so I had to watch it back. And I seen the still image first, and the still image looks horrible. But I didn't see any uproar anywhere, so I was just assuming that still image sometimes it makes you look worse.
Oh, it does.
Probably an accident, but probably should have still went off.
Yeah. Because most red cards are accidents at the end of the day.
Yeah. It looks like
not all of them, unless you're Roy Keane, they're all on purpose. But
tell you about that, man. I seen a handball in the Nottingham game earlier.
Yeah.
And then Ruben never scored. If you see that handball compared to Gabriel's one, Jesus Christ, bro! This guy's hand was like at his side, bro, and it was a penalty.
It's the worst red card of the week is in that Chelsea game, man. In Europe. Yeah, wasn't even a foul.
It's like referees are just like, I don't even understand. It's like they're all trying to one up each other. Who can make the stupidest mistake? Like, I don't get it.
The saddest thing is tomorrow. We can almost guarantee now there'll be a terrible decision that might affect the result of the game. You know,
same official did the VAR game against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, how
sad is that at times? You were questioning earlier whether it's the biggest game in Europe, and we're probably, not to put words in you guys' mouths, I'm sure we're all in agreement here. None of us have faith in the referees tomorrow, and this game could actually be decided on what the referee decides. The teams could match each other up. Could be the most even game in the world, you know.
Agreed.
But the referees will decide the result.
Well, I've got this thing. I've already said this before. I like G's pointing in it as well with the VAR in the Arsenal game. So they've gone back and said that it looked like Saka was offside for the first goal. All right.
Cheers for that.
I mean, I was watching the game live and could see he was offside, but they couldn't use the still image to do the lines because they didn't have the right angle because something was down in their system and they couldn't draw the lines. So I said, in a game against a sport is meant to be a fair competition. So if you can't use it for that, that's led to something big, you shouldn't really be able to use it for the rest of the game because it's going to come up as an issue.
Yeah.
So I said after that instant, they should have said, right, we're not going to use VAR for the fairness.
Well, a good way to go, man. It's a bit fair.
When something comes up later, because it does, something comes up later and it causes a problem, like, you know, it's a goal that gets disallowed or it's a goal that's actually given or a penalty, and VAR rewards that sort of thing. But they couldn't do it for something they know was offside, but because the machine weren't doing what it's meant to do at the time, they couldn't give it. Don't know about you, G. I thought personally they should have just binned it for the whole match then.
But even the excuses are becoming it's like they're running out of good excuses. Like, what do you mean that you couldn't see it because you're what? Like, is this not supposed to be like the best technology, you know, since sliced bread? Like, I don't really, or the best thing, sorry, since sliced bread. I don't really understand. Like, when they came up with that excuse, I just sat there and thought to myself, you needed an answer to give everybody because you knew that you completely and utterly messed up. And that was the best answer that you could come up with. Like, honestly, you know, I agree with you, to be honest. If something like that happens in a game, then you can't use it for the rest of the, like, it shouldn't be used.
Fairness to the game. It's meant to be a
fairness to the game, yeah, 100%. It doesn't, then everything else, technically speaking, is then questionable straight from that. If one decision is then questionable from VAR, everything. So you can't then say then it's then actually fair because you just said and you stated that it didn't work a minute ago. So how do we know it's working this time? You know,
exactly.
With the handball and stuff that we had. Look, with VAR and referees, I try to stay away from those conversations because the reality is you can win a game with VAR and you can lose a game with VAR. So it's like if buts. So I try to just think if you can just win the game, it won't really matter about any of the decisions, if that makes sense. But these decisions, they play such a big part, and I think that's what's killing these. Yeah,
I think the sad thing is in that Arsenal game is like, although the decisions probably cost us the result, we kind of felt, I certainly felt as if Arsenal were worthy of the result, and that you know is the bigger problem at play here. Is that, you know, we don't believe our team was good enough to win, so we're kind of overlooking the decisions because we're like, fucking hell, let's just get the football right first. You know what I mean?
It's like this. Has anyone ever explained what clear and obvious means?
No,
that's
I don't.
Because if the referees make a mistake, that's clear and obvious, ain't it?
Yeah.
If I'm watching it, right? I'm like, well, that's clear and obvious because I'm seeing it. You know,
it's ridiculous, man.
So what does
they asked Pep about handball, and they said to Pep, "Do you know what handball is?" He said, "I don't know."
It's true though, ain't it?
That's how we answered it.
If Pep don't know, he's the fucking genius in football. Then
he's still trying to figure out how Gomez got away with a handball when we won the league. You know, the twice.
The one when it came off their player first, and then went on to.
I ain't gonna lie, bruv. It was a handball, but I'll take it now. The scumbag.
Oh, it was Trent. It was handball, but it came off Silver first.
And then we went down the other side and scored.
Yeah,
I'm so here for that tomorrow. You know, just to rattle his cage. Like, I'm so here. I don't want to win by a VAR decision because that's all we Liverpool shit.
No, I want it. I want that kind of scumbaggery, bro.
Yeah, you want the sauce? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because who's gonna come for us? We don't know. We know about 2 Man City fans. We'll take that. Yeah. Arsenal fans, they can't say anything because they won because of the same thing. No one cares about Man U fans anyway. Tottenham fans are cool. Yeah, man, I'm here for it, bro. I'll tell you that, bro. Listen, all I'm saying is that VAR business, that ain't gonna work in Qatar, bro. You better make sure that's right, bro. You're off with your head, big man, if you try and mess up the games, bro. Do you know like that? So I'm just saying, because they're using the thingy in it. They're using the automated balling in the World Cup, the offsides, automated offsides.
Okay.
You want to bet that something's gonna go wrong? You want to bet?
Virtual reality? Have you seen that VR shit they used in Champions League when they blue screened it?
Man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't do the automated offside thing ages ago, to be honest. But
what I don't get with the richness of this sport in all the major leagues, especially, why don't you just build something under the pitch that digitally picks everything up? And then
don't give away all your ideas, Jamie, because
saving that for the Super League.
You're losing out some money here, mate. You might want to keep it to yourself, bro.
Man.
And it just vibrates on your wrist or something like that. Oh, go. Like,
whoa!
It's mad, because the pundits have the technology to see it clearly, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, BBC ain't got more money than these billionaires, bro. I'm going for this, bro. They can turn man into cartoons and show us the lineup and that, bro.
My son's got a mattress, right? Because he's got epilepsy. Yeah. So he's got so if he's having a seizure or he's about to have a seizure, this mattress knows and alerts you.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is we get shitloads of these kind of mattresses.
Put them under the ground.
And put them all under the pitches, yeah? And design the technology and then get someone really good at technology to design the program to detect offsides. And that's all you have to do. Nothing else on the pitch. Just detect offsides.
They're doing it on purpose, you know that, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here thinking of this cooking this up, just chilling. There's no way that people are. Look how long they took to put Hawkeye in, bro. Was that getting ripped off Lampard at World Cups and stuff for time, bro? And then, man, listen, I know why it's going, but it's weird, bro. Waiting for the Super League, bro. When the Super League comes, everything's gonna change, bro.
Everyone's gonna say,
big money,
like A1, and just
Remember when Hawkeye didn't work for Villa?
Yeah, it was the reason why they're in the league still. It's literally the reason why they're in the league still. It's crazy. Look how quick the answer comes back in tennis, bro. If man's out in tennis, to see how quick it comes back.
In football,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Madness.
I'm being told, I can't say who, but I'm being told if Konate is injured, it will be Fab. I'm just reading it now. It will be Fab at centre back with Gomez right back, and Robbo will play tomorrow.
See, I knew, man. G's friends with Pep Linders, bro. I knew it, bro. That's what he said he can't say. Look at this, bro. I know, bro.
This is just if Konate is injured, for what I'm reading from this message, it will be Robbo, Van Dijk, Fabinho, Gomez. Right.
Oh God.
Which makes me think, because he hasn't told me the rest of the team, which makes me think he will go 3 in midfield with Elliott.
4-3-3. I've been saying I think he's going to play 4-3-3 tomorrow.
Because then he'll bring either Bobby or Nunes. Yeah, he'll bring Bobby or Nunes on the bench. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think if he plays 4-3-3, Bobby starts, Jota on the left, Salah on the right.
I say we just play the 6-3-1, bro. You know, like that.
I can see that happening.
This is gonna go back to my first statement about Fab. I love the guy, but I swear to God, bro, if Haaland just turns this guy, bro, he can't catch up with him at all.
He ain't gonna catch him.
We're gonna have to just play super deep and protect the shit out of him, ain't we? That's the problem. Which then ruins our attacking game. That's unless Klopp
on the free
Virgil, and we're just gonna go hell for leather up front.
It's mad because when you watch the charity, I know it's the Charity Shield, isn't it? But it's this game before the season started. They had. I know this sounds crazy, and I'm not trying to. Haaland's incredible, bro. I like the kid before he come to Man City. His style of play, not suits Virgil and that, but it's the closest thing to what they would prefer. They can always see him. You know what I mean? And he's not trying to do like this little. Not like it's harder to pick up Jesus for these lot. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I think,
but if you give him a sniff, he will score because he's that clinical. That's the problem with him.
World class, I mean.
Yeah,
I think the Virgil Haaland thing is the thing to watch tomorrow. Out of everything, I really do. I know Virgil ain't in great this season, but look, he's still Virgil van Dijk, and
yeah. Come on, he'll be.
Virgil. I mean, Virgil is one of the only you know, this is why I'd love to see a fit Konate, because a fit Konate ain't taking shit. And a fit Konate is getting stuck into Haaland. I'm telling you, I can see if Konate was 100% fit, I can see Konate just running into Haaland and things like that. Like he did against Real Madrid. Konate was great against Real Madrid.
Oh, the best player in the Champions League final.
He was fantastic. Do you see how like Vinicius Junior never got round him once? He just like camping you out.
And he's hard to keep quiet.
Aggressive. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Then again, I said keep quiet. He's the one who scored the winning goal, but you know what I'm saying.
No, it's true. It's true. He's an aggressive defender, man. He's in your face like all the time. And when someone's that quick, I think people we underestimate these centre backs. Like we actually have fast defenders like Trent, but like Konate, Gomez, Van Dijk when he wants to run.
Quick,
deceptively quick. Like, and you think to yourself, wow, like these guys, there's not many bar like your Mbappes and people of that kind of pace. There's not many strikers who are going to beat our defense with pace. That's never really the worry. It's just if the line wasn't so high, you wouldn't really, you know what I mean? You wouldn't notice it. But when it's just a normal back line, you're not really beating this defense with pace. I'll be honest.
Because of Virgil's running style, people think that he's jogging when he runs back. He's not jogging, bro. Like that's just how he runs, bro. But he catches up with you so quick.
He glides.
He does.
He glides when he runs.
It's the strides, and he's got big strides.
But Konate shouldn't be this quick, man. The build, he's a bit of a freak, and I do think he's going to be superb in the years to come. I really do. But
it's funny when you watch Virgil run back here because
he don't sweat.
He's got this. He does this kind of movement there where he puts his head down like, oh, for fuck's sake. You know what I'm on about? Every single time he'll see the geese and he's like, oh, and then he dips into it and then starts running.
Yeah, he does do that,
run, bro, for real.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to be.
I saw Virgil van Dijk. Give Traore at Wolves a head start, and he caught up with him.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Well, that's just
Torres back in the day.
That's just
defending's a different kind of art. Yeah, I know it's off pace quickly, but I watched a clip come up on Instagram reel earlier of Van Nistelrooy doing his Oxford take and talking about defenders when he played against AC Milan. So I went back and watched the game, Man U versus AC. Bro, this man could not get a sniff, bro. Oh my god, bro, he was going against Yapstam, Cafu, Maldini, and Nesta.
Oh, it's over, isn't it?
Bro. Nothing, no shots on target, nothing. Ronaldo was slipping, couldn't do anything, and then I had Gattuso in front of him, and then Pirlo in front of him, bro. And it was proper prime Pirlo as well.
Yeah, did you see the Nesta interview the other day as well?
Yeah.
When they asked him how would you defend against Haaland, and he was basically, I wouldn't leave him alone. I'd get out of him. I'll be pulling his shirt. I'll be breathing on him. I'll be a nuisance. And that's how Italians defend, man.
You know what about Haaland is his mentality. This is why he's going to be, for sure, the best in the world at some point in what he does, because he's got like that. He's got that Zlatan thing, innit? Yeah. He just thinks he's better than everyone already. But when you hear him speak, he sounds quite humble about it. But he really enjoys it, bro. He really when I said him sit down with Neville, and then he asked about like the derby. This geezer laughed in Neville's face, bro. Like. Yeah, I can't wait, bro. I'm like, bro, this geezer's been waiting for you, man. He's been hearing you talk about the butcher chopping him down and all that, bro. And he loves it, bro. The best thing is, if you're a Liverpool player, don't talk shit about him, bro. Because he sees it, bro. He's ready.
Yeah, he'll be relishing that challenge against Virgil tomorrow because if he wins that battle, that does elevate him in some respects. To be honest, I know Virgil's out of form, but to come in and blaze the trail that he has already, and then to sort of. I think even neutrals are probably freaking flying the flag for us tomorrow, and Virgil trying to just stop this guy because I think people are looking. If he gets past Virgil and bodies him and leans on him, and Virgil can't stop him in any way, then you're kind of like, who is going to stop this guy? You know?
Saying that, if Liverpool are the team that stop him in the Premier League from scoring tomorrow, the rival fans will change their thing on it and go, "Oh God, it's Liverpool. They're going to not stop talking about it," sort of thing. You know what I mean? Why should you not stop?
You're damn right.
They've got everyone else. But let's finish this off now before we go. Let's talk about what the score's going to be tomorrow. I know if we lose, but we put in a tremendous performance, and it's like that was a heck of a performance by Liverpool. City were just too good on the day. I'll take that, I suppose. But I'll get to my score last cheat. Your scoreline for tomorrow. Head heart kind of thing, I know.
If we turn up, then I think we'll get a draw. If we don't, 4-2 City.
4-2 C. I think I see a scoring tomorrow as well. I've got to say, I do see a
I do
scoring.
think, we score.
Because let's face it, Edison is just a Brazilian Nick Pope. There you go, I've said it.
Mm-hmm.
He's no better. Edison's great with his feet. You take that away from him, I don't think he's a great goalkeeper.
But Nick Pope's shit with his feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying he's just a glorified Nick Pope on the goal line. I don't think he's that great.
Okay. 4-1 City.
Savage.
I can't believe you said that, man.
I thought I was bad, but he outdid me there. So yeah, I'm all right. I feel okay.
I'll happily be wrong.
Oh yeah, of course.
Jesus, man.
I had to be real. I couldn't go with my heart, man. My heart's telling me Liverpool go out there and slap them 6-0, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not very superstitious, right? But I sometimes think that my actions will affect like the results. So I've predicted a Liverpool win all season. I'm hoping that this might be something
you're doing
different.
the right words.
Yeah. I do kind of believe we'll lose as well. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm ashamed to say it, but
yeah, well, it's Man City, as we've already
yeah,
said.
I am ashamed to say it.
Even at ultimate best, City can still win. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I just like I'm not going to big them up, but they are going forward. They are incredible.
Well,
like,
going forward, yeah, they are. But I will say, I think what Savage said earlier is a bit right. I don't think City are playing that well. I know it's scary, and they're all at the top of the league almost, and not even playing that well yet. But I think what Haaland's doing in this City team makes it look like City are playing unbelievable football. And look,
I never thought of it.
they let in 3 goals against Man. I know they scored 6 against United, and United are dead, but they let in 3 goals from absolutely nowhere. I mean, they do concede goals. I don't think their defence is great, and I think we will score goals tomorrow. But Savage, your scoreline.
Be real, Savage.
Oh,
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. Clip it.
If that happens on clip, yeah, I'm clipping it. I'm going to put it everywhere.
Did anyone clip Savage up for the Arsenal preview? Because you were moving with so much energy in that preview.
No one has a nerve.
Come on, man.
So, yeah, right.
What are you saying, Jamie?
I went in the Arsenal game. I predicted 3-3. Very close.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pick a draw here. I see us scoring. I really do. I think we score goals, but I think City will score goals. I think this could just be end to end. I think this could be an end to end game. I think City will dominate most of the match because that's what City do. But I think City will be very aware that, like City's attack, Liverpool got a great attack as well. You know, Jota, it's hard to keep Bobby, Jota, Darwin, and Salah all quiet. You might keep a couple of them quiet, but Bobby's in great form. He's got 8 in 12. It's ridiculous. You know, he's in great form. Darwin is finding form now. He's only got 1 goal less than Haaland in October, by the way. I'm going to throw that out there.
More victories that count, you know.
Jota's in great. I know Jota ain't in goal scoring form, but Jesus Christ, he's turning into a player on the ball now as well, ain't he? He looks fantastic. And Salah, you just get him in front of goal, he will score. Just don't have him on the wing. Just get him in front of goal, man. He will score goals. I'm going 2-2. I think it'll be an end-to-end game. I think it'll be a classic. I'm hoping there's no VAR controversy. I just want a good game. But if anyone's going to win it, I do think City will win it, I'm going to say. But if we lose this game, say 3-2, but we put in a heck of a performance, I can hold my head up high and go, look, City just are a better team, but we put in a heck of a performance there. And then that's the momentum going forward, because our next 3 fixtures are kind of, West Ham at home on a Wednesday, away to Forest, and I think they're home to Leeds. That is 3 Premier League games where I'll be looking at thinking we should be getting 9 points out of that. So a good performance against City, win or lose, sets us up for the rest of the season. Go to the World Cup, then see what we're like after. That's for me. So
I just hope the crowd are up for it tomorrow.
yeah, because the crowd has been kind of dead, ain't it? The crowd has been kind of dead, and
It'll
they
be better because it's a later game. The 12 o'clock crowd at Anfield's never the best.
12 and 3 o'clock games. 3 o'clock games are hard to get yourself.
These ones are normally the ones where they run it, man. I want to see red flares and everything, bro.
Apparently, that's what they're looking to do.
I'm not condoning smashing up Man City bosses and that, but I'm just saying if a brick should happen to touch the boss.
All Liverpool fans, if you're watching, please don't go and smash up buses or shit like that. Just support the club out. I know they're saying they want to get everyone outside tomorrow, don't they? And all that. So let's get the atmosphere going. You can do it crazy without being violent, people. So,
or you can be violent, and I'm not saying to
or,
be.
Or you can be violent, but if you go do it, black out the CCTV cameras before you do it. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Like I used to do. I won't go down there. Right.
Save it for Sunday.
Yeah, I'll save it for Sunday. Jay, you got to come on the Sunday show, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. I need to come on the show.
Yeah. It's that's anything goes over there. No football talk. Just anything goes. It's just
the R-rated show is bloody.
Cara Alderman ain't safe.
If you got a missus, make sure she ain't watching, bro.
Yeah.
No, don't. So luckily, I had to kind of get the criteria for this before he even told me. I was like, okay, thank God.
And I put it on my other channel because the list is monetized, and I won't be. I don't know how we've done 5 videos. So we've done 5 episodes somehow, and I keep going back every week thinking, right, this is going to be the last ever one. Then it just keeps going. I mean, I put 2 lesbians on the screen the other day. You know,
but that was WWE good times.
Yeah, they let it happen, but they're in their bikini.
I'm sure whoever runs the algorithm knows about that too, bro. Actually, there was the one.
There was bikini, side boob, and tongues. I don't know how we got away with it, but we did.
you know my missus. She walked in on me watching a Brown Panthers match before, bro, and she looked at me like with disdain, bro. Like, what are you watching? I was like, nah. Like, this is research for my channel, and that. She's like, research for your channel. I said, babe, you didn't see the Undertaker just leave the ring. What are you talking about? Yeah, she weren't having it, bro. She wasn't having it at all.
I said the same to Lauren when I was watching MILF's Uncovered, and it was just purposely. She didn't believe me. MILF's Uncovered.
How you feeling anyway, Cav? You good?
Yeah, you feeling better now? Yeah, his wife tried to poison him.
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling fine.
How's your dinner been the last couple of days? You've been putting it together, like meal prep and that, or you letting the half still cook it, bro, and that, because
I don't know. I'm still on toast and biscuits.
Stay on that, bro. I'm trying to look out for you, bro. It's all love, bro. But your missus trying to kill you, bro. So just
yeah. No, I'm all right. I'm almost back to normal now. To be fair, yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay.
All right, man. Good stuff, man. I'll just say, like, every now and again, just swap your meal prep with hers. And see what happens, bro. If you come back sick, bro, you know what she's trying to do, bro.
You know when someone's drugged the drink and they put it on the table, and when they look and you swap the glasses, you know, that's all. Identical meals on the table, you just swap them over.
Preston J, are you after the game on Sunday? You doing a show after the game?
Yeah, I ain't doing the watch along just for the sake of my heart. I'm 41 there, man. This can't keep happening, you know. My granddad, who I never knew because my mum was adopted, but her real dad, he had massive heart issues and he's my blood. So I can't do this shit. I'm not doing the Graham Souness. So, yeah, I can't be doing the watch along. If anyone watched my Arsenal game, you saw the rip shit up. Half hour into the Rangers game, I actually left the room.
That game almost had me going crazy.
I just couldn't. I can't. So yeah, no watch along tomorrow, guys. But match reaction straight after.
Match reaction, yeah.
We'll even do a call in as well. We'll even do a call. We'll do it as a call in so people can come in and.
Yeah. People in the chat, call in. Definitely
that
do.
That call in's going 2 ways, bro. We win the game. Everyone's going to be backing up to trying to get in there. We lose. Might be a dead call-in still.
It might be a dead call-in, or we're just going to get a shitload of rivals calling and laughing at us. And we'll have to sit there and take it.
Well, if it's Man City fans, there'll be 2 of them, so don't worry about that. Bro.
Yeah, that'd be... Right, G, thank you very much for making your debut.
Big up, G,
man.
Yeah, nice to meet you, G.
Big up,
let them know where everyone else can find you.
Socials there, G Keeping It G. YouTube channel, GTV. Yeah, man, just subscribe. Got some stuff coming out soon, and yeah, we'll be all good to go. Catch me on all socials.
Big up to you, man. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And everyone knows where they can find Savage. You go online, Savage Talks Football, Savage Talks Wrestling.
Come on, all of that, all of that, all of that.
Cav, and are you just on Twitter at the moment? Anything else in the pipeline?
Yeah, no, just Twitter. Nothing in the pipeline. Sorry to disappoint, guys. I'm a busy man, just not on YouTube. So
well, you can find Cav on Grizz's channel as well.
You put that Love Island application in yet, bro, for next year? What?
It's in, firmly in.
Come
yeah.
on. Come on.
You can find Cav over here. You can find Cav on Savage's show on the Hangover.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll pop up. When people ask me to come on, I just pop up on random shows. So
you already know, man. Cav's my Roy Keane, bro. You know that.
Yeah, he's Cav's our project. and of course on the After Dark podcast as well. Yeah, so guys, thank you very much. Hopefully we have a good performance and hopefully a win tomorrow. But thanks for watching, guys.
Peace out, boys.
Tomorrow night for the reaction.
You man, get some sleep, man.